This is the Reading Fightin' Phils pregame show on the Our Phils Broadcast Network, featuring exclusive interviews, content, and much more. Now out to the ballpark with broadcasters Jake Starr and Bob McCool.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium as the Reading Fightin' Phils begin a 6-game homestand, and they'll take on the Hartford Yard Goats. Hartford 14-10 on the season, taking on the Reading Fightin' Phils, who come in at 11-16. Alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Matchup of right-handers going this afternoon in this one, I should say this morning. Connor Van Scoy goes for the Yard Goats. Noah Skiro goes for the Reading Fightin' Phils. Reading coming off a road trip that they went just 1-5 against Portland. And Hartford coming off a losing road trip as well. They were in Binghamton last week. One of those games got rained out. They went 2-3 in that series. So, Jake, we start with where the Reading Phils were. You got a chance to be on that road trip, or at least a portion of the road trip. And the Phils, again, come up short after a good series here against Portland when the Fightin' Phils fans last saw them, in which they went 1-4 out of 6. They go on the road and end up losing 5 out of 6, and now back under 500. At 5 games under 500. So your feeling on the road trip as to where this team is right now as it comes back home for some home cooking?
It's always an interesting dynamic. It felt like with this group so far this season, it's felt like you have some wins, like Saturday's game 1 of the doubleheader, where you feel really good about things, and you have some losses where, like a couple of the ones against Somerset last week, and Bowie early in the season, Portland during the season, where you feel like things kind of just unravel. That's kind of the way it's felt like this year. I was talking last night to somebody about with this team. The recipe really seems pretty simple. You can get a lead late into the game, and you can turn it over to some of your big horses out of the bullpen, your Tristan Garnett's, your Tommy McCullums, and your Max Lazars, to give yourself a chance to win. Where this team struggles, though, is when it finds itself behind the 8 ball early on in games, and that's going to be the key today, and that's going to be the key this week, is finding a way to not surrender leads early and give yourself a chance late in the game.
Yeah, because last year when you took a look at where this team was and the struggles that it was facing, wasn't anything wrong with the bats. It was just a matter of whether or not the pitching was going to hold up and be able to offset against the bats. And one of the problems last year was the bullpen. As you said, right now, that's the strength. If you can get to the back end of this bullpen, it's been pretty solid for the most part. However, it has been the bats that have been a struggle throughout the year. Team batting average of just 205. With the exception of one, and that one being Carson Taylor, who is the Philadelphia Phillies minor league player of the month for April. He has been outstanding. However, the rest of the lineup, no matter what Al Patrique is running out there right now, has struggled to put together runs.
Yeah, and when they do put together runs, a lot of it comes from manufacturing runs.
Right.
I know we were kind of joking before the game, but you brought up a good point, and we double-checked it. Reading has the most sacrifice flies in the Eastern League with 13. So they're stealing bases at a higher clip this year. And they're manufacturing runs, but the key has really been that onslaught that it feels like has been lacking this year. Then you go and you look at a game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday against Portland. You went 13-4, offensive onslaught, just really all around in that ball game. You had 12 hits, 13 runs. Robinson Pena got the job done. Some of the bats that maybe had been quieter, like William Simonite and Baron Ratcliffe, started to heat up. And then what do? You follow that with back-to-back 2-1 losses, where the pitching did its job, but the bats kind of failed to do so. So the question, and it's so cliche, it feels like in the sport of baseball, is how do you put a complete game together? Because the thing is, with this team, when they win, it's complete games. They're not winning fluky games. They're pitching well, they're holding teams late, and they're getting hits when it matters most. But when they lose, though, it's the total opposite of the spectrum. So this team really hasn't found its identity quite yet. We know what the recipe to success is. We just haven't seen it on a consistent enough basis. And the hope is against a Hartford team that on paper looks like they're pretty good. They've kind of faltered as of late. We'll see what they can put together today and all week long.
And one final thought before we take our break and head to the starting lineups and the first pitch is that Noah Skiro gets the start today for Reading. And I think there's got to be some disappointment not only from him but from the team as well in what he has done. He spent last year with Lehigh Valley, comes here as somebody who can give this staff a little bit of a veteran presence, and he just hasn't gotten the job done. This will be his 5th start, and he has not pitched beyond the 3rd inning through the first 4 starts.
And kind of like I said, it's putting your team in a chance to win the ball game early. And that's going to be really big today for Skiro. If you can find a way to keep the damage limited for the first couple of innings and give your bats a chance to kind of get into things, then you feel really better. But the issue is, when you look at Skiro, it's getting up 16 runs in the second inning this year and 4 in all the other innings combined. Once you fall behind early, I don't want to say it takes you out of the game, but it's very hard to come back when you're down 4, 5, 6 runs early in the game. So for Skiro today, he was on the development list last week, had pretty much a week off, didn't pitch in Portland, so you hope it was a chance to kind of reset, a chance to resettle, and then you kind of go from there and see what he can do. So you hope maybe a bit of a refresh Noah Skiro gives Reading what they want. And look, you don't need what Lachlan Wells gave you. You don't need 6 shutout innings. You need 4 or 5 innings, 2, 3 runs, and give your bats a chance to win this ball game.
Right, and especially for a team that has struggled to score runs. All of a sudden you find yourself in a significant hole of any kind early on in the game, and it is a bit frustrating if you are a team that's struggled to score runs. And then one final piece of the puzzle that has been missing for this team in 2024 that I don't think anybody expected has been the lack of presence of Carlos De La Cruz, whether he has been in the lineup or he has been on the IL for any stretch of the season. It's most clearly experienced bat and a guy who just didn't really ever seem to hit the skids at any point in time last year. Very much a model of consistency hitting last year, has just not found it so far in 2024.
And we know what's inside of Carlos De La Cruz. Hit 24 home runs last year, north of 70 RBI, led the Eastern League in hits with 132, but he's just really kind of struggled to get things going this season. Missed a week on the 7-day injury list and really kind of hasn't picked things up since he's been back. Did have a 10-game on-base streak that got snapped last weekend, so he was finding ways to get on base. But I remember I said on the air in Portland last weekend, I think he had 4 home runs through the month of April last year. Hasn't really came close to putting one over the fence this year. And I think for somebody like Carlos, and really just baseball as a whole, you just need one. You just need to somehow, even if it's the flukiest home run ever, just get one over the fence. Then that monkey comes off your back. And then for anybody, anything that you do, you feel you kind of exhale and kind of just get rolling from there. But until then, it's been a bit of a struggle.
Carlos De La Cruz is not in the lineup today. We'll take a timeout when we come back to FirstEnergy Stadium. We'll introduce you to those starting lineups and get you set for first pitch on the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network. The Hartford Yard Goats, the Reading Fightin Phillies with an 11 a.m. first pitch.
For top flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, MASCARO, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's classic ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
The Promax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks and a festive atmosphere. Regular season tickets are $37 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL to reserve a spot for your group.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Looking to try something new at a Fightin' Phil's game this season? Give Briganti Wines a try. Briganti Wines is ran by former Fightin' Phil's great and big leaguer Mike Costanzo. Briganti Wines comes from the vineyards in Italy's Abruzzo region. They are committed to quality, authenticity, and sustainability, attracting a loyal following of customers. Get a wide variety of Briganti Wines wherever it is sold at FirstEnergy Stadium this season. Visit BrigantiWines.com to learn more.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Stand up, hands up. City of brotherly love. Stand up, hands up.
Wilson hits it in the air, out towards right. Oh, watch it fly, and it's a walk-off, game-winning home run for Ethan Wilson.
This one driven into left center field, turn and say goodbye. Carlos De La Cruz clears the scoreboard in left center field. Home run number 21, and the Fightins jump out on top.
You're listening to Reading Fightin' Phil's Baseball on the R-Phil's Radio Network.
Swing and a miss and back-to-back strikeouts as Sanchez cannot catch up to the 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Abel.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. 10 strikeouts tonight for Griff McGarry.
Now, out to the ballpark with your broadcasters, Jake Starr and Bob McCool.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. FirstEnergy Stadium, the Reading Fightin' Phil's, the Hartford Yard Goats, the first of 3 morning games on the schedule in 2024. Reading Fightin' Phil's at 11-16, taking on the Hartford Yard Goats, who are 14-10. If you missed our pregame show, a matchup of right-handers, Connor Van Scoy going for the Yard Goats, Noah Skiro going for the Fightin' Phil's, and here is the lineup for Hartford as we get the first of this 6-game series underway. Adiel Amador will lead off and play second base for Hartford. Batting in the 2-hole is their designated hitter today, Sterling Thompson. Zach Bean bats third. Yanquiel Fernandez will bat fourth. Batting in the 5-hole is Warming Burnable. Batting sixth, Ryan Ritter. Zach Kukuska is at first base today. He bats seventh. Braxton Fulford is the catcher, batting eighth. And Vladimir Restituyo is in center field and batting ninth. And as I said, facing right-hander Noah Skiro. My name is Bob McCool. My broadcast partner is Jake Starr. Jake, Noah Skiro about to make his 5th start for the Fightin' Phil's.
5th start, first in about 10 days. 0-2 record, 11.81 ERA, 10 2/3, 27 hits, 10 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .443 against him, but we said, had a week off on the development list all last week, didn't pitch in Portland, so hopefully a chance for renewed and refreshed Noah Skiro.
And his first pitch is a bit high as he faces Adiel Amador, switch hitter batting on from the left-hand side against the right-handed Noah Skiro. And the first pitch from Skiro, as I said, a bit high, ball 1. And the next pitch just misses up high again. It's 2-0. Sun-splashed skies on a beautiful morning here in Berks County. There was some fog earlier in the day, some showers off and on over the course of the last 24 hours. But the skies have cleared, the sun is out, and we are underway. And Noah Skiro gets his first strike of the ball game as he catches the inside corner. It's now 2 balls and a strike to Amador, hitting just .132 on the season. does have some excellent wheels, leads the Yard Goats in stolen bases with 11. 2 balls and a strike from Skiro, and his pitch with the breaking ball is there for a called strike. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Even those first 2 balls from Noah Skira were both really good spots right around the plate. So it's been good to kind of see him keeping things on the edges through the first 4.
Back with his 2-2 pitch. Just misses again with the curveball. And now the count is full. So good patient at bat for Amador as he begins this game. And here comes the 3-2 offering. Swing and it's roller towards second. Jose Rodriguez up with it. I'll make the lob over to Carson Taylor at first base for out number 1. And that is a good start for Skiro after Amador works the count full and a slow roller to second base for the first out.
I can't emphasize it enough just how important it's going to be for Skiro to have a clean first inning. As I said, you had a week off, a chance to kind of refresh yourself. If you can have a clean first inning, I think for him, you can kind of take a little bit of a deep breath and just exhale a little bit.
So now he'll face Sterling Thompson. And the first pitch to the left-handed hitter is outside for a ball. The first 4 batters in the Yard Goat lineup will all be batting from the left-hand side against the right-hander Skiro. 1-0 pitch. He's up high again, so he again falls behind the batter. 2 balls and no strikes. Thompson at .239 on the season. He's got 8 extra base hits, 5 of them doubles, and takes that one for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hartford coming off a 2-3 trip to Binghamton. First game of that series the last game of that series was rained out, and this one is over for a called strike. So Skiro has now come back and got the count to a 2 balls and 2 strike count.
Back-to-back at-bats.
Thompson 4 for 19 on that road trip to Binghamton. There's a slow roller towards the left side of the infield. Trevor Schwecke, the third baseman. Low throw, but no problem for Carson Taylor. 2 groundouts now for Noah Skiro here in the first.
And 2 weakly hit ground balls, but kind of similar thing. You start off 2-0, you come back 2-2. That ace shows composure, but like I said when Amador was up, same thing to Sterling Thompson, was the first 2 misses weren't bad misses. They're competitive pitches, which I think is a big thing that you ask. When you miss, make sure it's still a competitive miss.
So now it'll be Zach Veen who steps in. Veen shows bunt, drops one down. Skiro's the only one who's got to play. Bare hands it, throw to first is in time. Well done by Noah Skiro. And ultimately the Yard Goats go 1-2-3 as Zach Veen tried to lay down a bunt and beat it out. But Skiro beats him to the bag, so the Yard Goats go 1-2-3 in the top half. We'll take a timeout. We get back at Reading Fightin Phil's Radio Network. It's the home team to the plate in a scoreless tie.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 9 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksrus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. Here is today's Fightin Phil's starting lineup, presented to you by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Robert Moore, the switch hitter, is in the leadoff spot. Jose Rodriguez bats second. Carlson Taylor will be in the 3-hole, and Trevor Schwecke will bat cleanup for the Fightins. Bryce Ball, the designated hitter, bats 5th. Baron Radcliffe bats 6th. Ethan Wilson will bat in the 7th spot. The catcher William Simonite bats 8th, and Marcus Lee Sang bats 9th. That lineup facing a right-handed pitcher for the Yard Goats, Connor Van Scoy.
fifth appearance, 1-2, an 8.10 ERA, 16 2/3 innings pitched, 22 hits, 12 walks, 13 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .306 against Van Scoy.
So Robert Moore, the switch hitter, batting from the left-hand side against Van Scoy, takes the first pitch over for a called strike. Our game time temperature presented to you by All Temp Enterprises, 72 degrees. A little bit of a breeze blowing out at about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Nothing of any significance as Robert Moore stands in and takes one for a called strike. It's 1-1. Moore got off to a good start, but he's been scuffling of late. Went 3-18 on the road trip. And that one's a bit low. It's 2-1.
Feels like it's one of the first days all year where the wind hasn't really been much of a factor.
Yeah, there's been nice days, but not a whole lot of them for us in terms of temperature and weather here. Here's a slow roll on the left side to the third baseman, Berno, who was up shallow, and it turns into a very easy play on a two-hopper to the third baseman, and Robert Moore is retired for the first out.
Yeah, and Burnable had Moore, the switch hitter, who was hitting from the left side, played perfectly. One chopper right to him and makes the play. So 4 batters, 4 weekly hit ground balls today. One of them including a bunt.
That'll bring up Jose Rodriguez for the fight. He's right-handed hitter. And first pitch swings, drives this one to center field. Restituyo going back, looks up, and it's off the Redders Event Center. Rodriguez hustling all the way, will roll into second base with a stand-up double.
Yeah, I want to just kind of piggyback off something you just said. Hustling all the way. A lot of guys might just stop, maybe slow up a little bit, and when a ball comes off the wall that quickly, might only be held to a single, but a really nice job by Rodriguez. Puts the head down right away, busting it out of the box, and it's a double, and it brings up the just ever so great in the month of April, Carson Taylor.
Carson Taylor, the Philadelphia Phillies minor league player of the month, hitting at .313 as he stands in, 4 home runs and 24 RBIs, and he's got an RBI sitting out there waiting for him now at second base with 1 out. And the first pitch to Taylor is inside corner for a called strike 1.
That was the 3rd double of the season for Jose Rodriguez.
Van Scoy takes a look back at Rodriguez, who has a good-sized lead at second, and Taylor takes it outside. The notes that Jake Starr sent out in the press release for the player of the month, the number that jumped out more than anything, Carson Taylor with runners in scoring position, 6-11.
And now it's just down to a lowly 591.
And he's got a runner in scoring position here, and no doubt Van Scoy trying to be careful here. Misses outside. Now it's 2-1 to Taylor.
24 RBI, also not just the best in the Eastern League, but all of AA. Had a career high 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday in Portland.
So it's 2 balls and a strike now to the left-hand hitter. Slow roller down the first baseline, but it's foul. And so that'll even account at 2-2. Zach Veen is in left field for the Yard Goats. Vladimir Restituyo playing in center field. Yaniel Fernandez is in right field. Zach Kukuska is at first. Adiel Amador is at second. Ryan Ritter is at short. Warming Bernabel is at third base. And Braxton Fulford is behind the plate for Van Scoy. He takes a look back at Rodriguez at second. Comes with a pitch. It just misses down low. It's 3-2.
Amongst the offensive struggles, one thing Reading did do pretty well the weekend in Portland, they didn't work a lot of long at-bats.
3 balls and 2 strikes now to Taylor. Back through the middle and into center field for a base hit. Rodriguez being waved around, and Carson Taylor strikes again. The Fightin' Phils lead 1-0.
Well, that 591 is going to get a lot closer to 611 now and make that 25 RBI for Carson Taylor. And, you know, you can talk all morning you want about what kind of start you want for this team. They have gotten the perfect start to this game that they could have asked for.
Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a perfect spot. Back through the middle on the slow roller. No problem for Rodriguez to score. And it's now Trevor Schwecke with Taylor at first base and still 1 out. Taylor takes off. Pitch low, throw down is in time. Carson Taylor gunned out on the stolen base attempt. That's 2 down.
And Braxton Fulford behind the plate has been really good in that category. 38% of would-be base stealers thrown out. Reading, though, has had a lot of success in the base pass. 36 for 41, well, now 36 for 42, but stealing about 90% clip. But Taylor, who had a career-high 2 last week, they tried to get a little greedy there, and it comes back to bite them.
So 1 ball and no strikes now to Schwecke with the bases empty. He hits one towards short. Ryan Ritter up with it. He'll make the throw across in time for the third and final out. But the Phils strike first. They do it on a couple hits. They leave the bases empty. One complete at America's Classic Ballpark. It's the Fightin' Phils 1 and the Yard Goats nothing.
The Seidel Auto Group deck is a great spot for all fans with a summer picnic life and great tailgate atmosphere. During your picnic, you might even catch a souvenir, as the area is situated directly in the home run territory behind the left field wall. Regular season tickets are $34 per person for groups of 20 or more, and children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com/groups or call 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phils Fireworks shows during the 2024 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville, or come here Friday or Saturday night. Fireworks back on the docket for this weekend. Back to the 6:45 start time for the next couple of nights of this series. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. Fireworks to follow on Friday and Saturday. Sunday's Mother's Day. Bring mom out for a Mother's Day of baseball. And she get a nice little gift as well. Reading Fightin' Phils fanny pack for moms. As the Yard Goats to the plate now in the top half of the second inning with the Fightins on top 1-0. And Yanquiel Fernandez, the cleanup hitter for the Yard Goats, facing Noah Skiro, who catches the inside corner for strike one. Fernandez, the number 3 prospect in the Colorado Rockies organization. That is the Yard Goats affiliate. The AA affiliate of the Rockies is the Yard Goats. Now 1-1 strike to the left-hand hitting Fernandez. And he fists this one into left center field. Barron Radcliffe, the left fielder, will cut it off and hold Fernandez to a single. First hit of the day for the Yard Goats is a leadoff single for Fernandez here in the second.
We talked about how big a 1-2-3 inning in the first was. Well, let's kind of build off that and talk about a shutdown inning. Obviously, the leadoff single not ideal as you're sitting right in the middle of the Hartford lineup. But if Skiro can find a way to work around this and put a 0 on the board, I think that would be a really, really big thing for him.
So that'll bring up Warming Bernabel. Bernabel was a Yard Goat a season ago, played in 83 games for Hartford before a back injury ended his season. He had 225 with 6 home runs. This year at 207 as he stands in, and the first pitch from Skiro is up high for a ball. Not big lead for Fernandez at first, and the pitch to the plate is over for a called strike. The defense behind Skiro, Barron Radcliffe, as we just mentioned, is in left field. Marcus Lee Sang is in center. Ethan Wilson is in right. Carson Taylor at first, Jose Rodriguez at second. Robert Moore is at short, Trevor Schwecke is at third. And William Simonite behind the plate. This one lifted into right field. Ethan Wilson has him play perfectly, and the right fielder will make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, pretty routine fly ball, not hit too hard off the bat of Bernabel. So there's one for Ryan Ritter, the 12th ranked prospect of this Yard Goats team.
23-year-old, played his college baseball at the University of Kentucky as he strides to the plate. On the year, 238, a home run and 11 RBIs. Right-handed hitter. Skiro takes a look over his shoulder at Fernandez at first and comes to the pitch that's over for a called strike. Ritter selected in the 4th round out of the University of Kentucky by the Rockies in 2022. And the pitch to him, a little slow roller off his foot at the plate and foul, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Ritter played over 3 levels last year. Fresno, the A-level team, and then Spokane, the high A-level team, and then finished up playing the last 8 games of the 2023 season with the Yard Goats. But strikeout percentage way high. He struck out 34% of the time he was at the plate over the course of those 3 levels in 2023. This one is outside. It's 1-2. Yanquiel Fernandez at first base after the leadoff single. 1 down and a 1-2 strike count on Ryan Ritter. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the first strikeout for Skiro and the second out here in the second.
Nice job by Skiro. Goes fastball down and into the right-handed hitting Ryan Ritter, and like you said, high strikeout rate. So a guy like that, you just want to keep attacking with that fastball.
They'll bring up Zach Kokoska, Pennsylvania native, stands in, left-handed hitter, with 2 outs now in the inning. Kokoska, a graduate of Latrobe High School. And the first pitch from Noah Skiro is over for a called strike.
Same hometown as?
Rolling Rock Beer. And Arnold Palmer.
There you go.
To see my priorities. 250 batting average, 3 home runs, and 18 RBIs for Kokoska on the season. Swing and a miss, and a pitch up high, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes.
It's a little too early for that.
Kokoska played on a Latrobe High School baseball team in 2017 that won the 5A state championship at Latrobe, and then went on to play at Kansas State. And then a 10th round draft pick of the Rockies in 2021. He's in the hole in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Slow roller back towards the box. The shortstop Moore has it. He'll make the play to first in time for out number 3. So for the Yard Goats in the second, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second when we come back to FirstEnergy Stadium. Fightin' Phil's 1, Yard Goats nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
We head to the bottom half of the second inning, brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Crazy hot dog vendor entertaining the high number of kids in the ballpark today. Doing his thing in between. And kids, of course, also enjoying the uniforms that the Fightin' Phils are wearing today. They are the Reading Hot Dogs on this Tuesday morning game. Red uniforms with the splash of yellow. And it will be Bryce Ball who will step to the plate with the Phils on top 1-0. And facing right-handed pitcher Connor Van Scoy for Hartford. The first pitch, Ball swings at the off-speed pitch way out in front. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Bryce Ball in the season hitting at just 143. Did have a good trip, however, to Portland. We went 4 for 14 on the trip. Then he swings and misses at this one. He's quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
Hit some balls hard recently here, too. The Sunday against Somerset, last time the Fightin' Phils were home, he yanked one that just went foul down the right field line, but definitely had home run distance.
Right now he's in a no balls and 2 strike count. And swing and a miss. And that will be the first out here in the second. First strikeout for Van Scoy as well. Now bring up Baron Radcliffe. Al Padrica has a lot of left-handed sticks at his disposal. He's got a number of them in this lineup today. including the switch hitting Robert Moore batting left-handed against Van Scoy. 6 of the 10 batters in the lineup for the Phils today are hitting from the left-hand side. And there's a swing and a miss by Radcliffe, and it's 1-1, 6 to the 9. I said 6 to the 10. It would be illegal if they try to use 10, but yeah, just saying.
Extra hitter, that's more of a Little League thing.
1 ball, 1 strike.
It is Kids Day.
That's true. I was counting Noah Skiro in case he decided to grab a bat.
There are 10 players who are actively participating in the game.
Right. Well, 2 balls and a strike now to Baron Radcliffe. Up and in, it's 3-1.
Barron had a really good end of the week in Portland, and you could tell he was making a concerted effort to go the other way. I think of his 4 hits, including the home run, all of them went to the left side of the field.
3 balls and a strike to him here, and that's way outside, ball 4. So Baron Radcliffe is a base runner with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And that'll bring up Ethan Wilson. Ethan on the disabled list to begin the season. Spent some extra time in Clearwater getting healthy and is yet to get really untracked since his start to the season. 24-year-old who a season ago here at Reading hit .250 with 17 home runs and 61 RBIs. Still looking for his first extra base hit of the season as he stands in and takes one ball, low for a ball. Wilson at 179 on the year. Takes one up high, it's 2-0. So suddenly Van Scoy has lost the strike zone a bit as he's missed now on 6 of his last 7 pitches. William Simonite in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. The runner at first and 1 out. That one's in the dirt, and the catcher Fulford could not find it. Baron Radcliffe will easily move up to second base. And it's 3-0 in the meantime to Ethan Wilson.
Really good dirt ball read regardless. Radcliffe took off before Fulford lost, and I think he's the second either way.
I agree with you 100%. Once Fulford couldn't find it, Barron could just kind of cruise into second base. Now it's 3-0 to Ethan Wilson with a runner in scoring position. And that's there for a called strike 1. Van Scoy, originally a product of the Los Angeles Angels, acquired by the Rockies in last year for Mike Moustakas. And this one's ball 4, and Ethan Wilson draws a walk. So back-to-back walks here now, and it's first and second and 1 out.
Is Mike Moustakas still playing?
That's a good question. I do not know the answer to that.
I kind of forgot about him until I was doing my game notes this morning and saw that. Because I think he was on the Royals team that won the World Series in 15.
Correct.
You also know who helped architect that Royals team, right?
Who's that?
Robert Moore's father.
Oh, that's right.
Peyton Moore.
You're right. I forgot about that.
So
it's a small baseball world.
Mike Moustakas has not played this year.
That doesn't mean he's not playing, though.
I'll do some more digging here in a second.
As William Simonite steps to the plate, Simonite takes the first pitch for a called strike. Simonite doing the catching today with 2 on and 1 out. And that one's outside. It's 1-1. Caleb Ricketts, who is the Phil's #1 catcher, if you will, here in Reading, and was getting the bet going as well right now on the 7-day IL. So Arturo De Freitas now the backup catcher for the Fightins. 1-1 pitch to Simonite is up and in. It's 2-1.
So traded to the Angels, became a free agent after the season, signed with the White Sox on February the 14th, and then was released March 23rd and hasn't been picked up yet. So 35-year-old is currently a free agent.
So Van Scoy, who is a product of the Rockies as a result of that trade, from the stretch with his 2-1 pitch. This one lifted into left center field. Restituyo a long run. He won't get there. It's going to bounce and roll to the wall. Radcliffe being waved around. Ethan Wilson being waved around. Simonite barreling towards third base with a triple. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Fightin' Phils.
First triple of the season for William Simonite. Drives home a couple of runs, and he's another one. Had a really good week in Portland. Has 3 for 9, a double, a home run, gets a triple there. And he's someone who did not look great at the plate the first couple of weeks of the season, but something's clicked these last couple of weeks because he looks totally different than he did at the start of the year. And with Ricketts being hurt, having that bat woken up from Simonite's a huge thing.
3 for 9 on the road trip to Portland, but now that 2-run triple, as Jake said, his 6th and 7th RBI of the season. More importantly, the Phils have a 3-0 lead. And now a conversation on the mound with Fulford and Van Scoy. It's going to get a visit from the home plate umpire, Paul Romer, to speed things up. Restituto had to go a long way to get to that ball. He was cheating him towards the right field side of the second base bag, but then played it really poorly. For some reason, slid, which just allowed Simonite to get into third base easily. I think Ethan Wilson probably scores either way with his speed, but it certainly gets Simonite to third baseman now with 1 out. And Marcus Lee Sang at the plate. First pitch to him is a bit high for a ball. Yard Goats will bring the infield up to try to cut off another run. Phils with 2 on the inning and 3 on the day. It's 3-0 Fightins with another runner at third base and 1 out. 1-0 pitch. Marcus Lee Sang just got a piece of it, fouls it at the plate.
Another one, I think I'm saying this for everyone at the bottom of the lineup, but another one who had a good week in Portland, whose bat's starting to heat up. He's over 200 for the first time in a while, and he's starting to kind of drive the ball gap to gap and hit for some power.
Also second on the team in RBIs now with 13. This one gets away from Fulford. Simonite's going to make the play to the plate, and it gets away from Van Scoy. Simonite will score. It's 4-0.
That's the second wild pitch today for Van Scoy. That's advanced the base runner, and another really good dirt ball read by William Simonite, who's a catcher, so that probably helps too.
But add in that play by Restituto that allows Simonite to get to third base, and now all of a sudden that wild pitch is a run for the Phils. And Lee Sang still at the plate, little tap foul, and it trickles down the first base line. It's now 1-2 to Marcus Lee Sang.
Well, we talked about the ideal start for the Fightin' Phils.
Yep.
They've given you that ideal start. And Skiro, you're sitting on the bench right now probably thinking, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Got 2 scoreless. Team's giving me a 4-0 lead.
Marcus Lee Sang, in the meantime, takes another pitch that is there for a called strike. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Marcus Lee Sang, the 9-hole hitter in the lineup, top of the order, and Robert Moore in the on-deck circle. As a slow roller on the right side is fielded by Amador. The second baseman flips to first in time for the second out.
With Reading sitting at 4 runs right now, this has been kind of a number I've been following pretty closely this year. The Fightin' Phils are 10-1 this year when they score 5 or more runs. They are 1 in 15 when they score less than 5. So, like I said, the recipe is really simple. Score more than 5 runs, have a lead into the 7th inning, and let your big guns at the end, like I said, McCullum, Lazar, Garnett, get the job done.
Let's get another one and take the rest of the afternoon off. It's 4-0 Phils as the top of the order, Robert Moore at the plate, and he fouls one down the first base line. Moore out on a ground out to third base his first time up. The skipper, Al Padrique, is coaching at third base. Carl Ellison in the first base coaching box for the Fightins. Moore, this time a slow roller on the right side of the infield. The second baseman, Amador, will make another play to first in time. And the Phils are retired in the second. However, the Phils take advantage of a couple of walks and the big hit. The lone hit in the inning, the RBI triple from William Simonite, and the wild pitch. It all adds up to a 3-run inning. And 1 hit, no one left on base. Through 2, it's 4-0 Fightins on top.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg. Top half of the third inning, we want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2024 season here in Baseball Town. Go fight Phils and drink more Pepsi. Alongside the man who made that line famous, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Fightin' Phils 4, Hartford Yard Goats nothing. As Hartford comes to the plate here in the third inning, facing Noah Skiro, who has surrendered just one hit, has now walked the batter. And it'll be Braxton Fulford, Vladimir Restituyo, and Adiel Amador due up for the Yard Goats. That's 8, 9, and 1. And Bobby Meacham, the manager for the Yard Goats, line up today on game one of this 6-game series between Reading and Hartford. First pitch to Fulford is a ball. The second is there for a called strike. Braxton Fulford, the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Fouled this one off his foot at the plate. It's 1-2. Fulford, 25-year-old, Texas native, played his college baseball at Texas Tech. Drafted by the Rockies in 2021 out of Texas Tech in the 6th round. Started last season in Spokane, played 37 games at High A Spokane, and then up to Hartford for the final 35, and he's a strikeout victim here. The off-speed pitch by Noah Skiro has Fulford way out in front for a swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Skiro, first out here in the third. And that'll bring up Vladimir Restituyo. Restituyo hitting at .269 on the season after a 5-for-16 road trip to Binghamton. Back-to-back road trips for this Yard Goat team. First in Binghamton last week, and now here in Reading. And a swing and a miss by Restituyo. Skiro right back with the 0-1 pitch. This one a tapper, one hop right at Trevor Schwecke, the third baseman, across the diamond in plenty of time for another slow rolling ground ball off the bat of a Yard Goat. And there's 2 outs here in the third, and that'll flip the lineup around to the top, and Adiel Amador, who was also out on a slow rolling ground ball to start this game. Amador considered the #1 prospect in the Rockies organization, just 21 years of age. Last year in Spokane, .302 with 9 home runs and 35 RBIs. Then promoted to Hartford at the end of the season, played the last 10 games of the season for the Yard Goats, went just 5 for 35, hitting at just 132 when this game began. And he quickly falls behind, not really happy with the call. It's no balls and a strike to Amador. Now it's way up high, it's 1-1. Amador was 0 for 13 on the road trip to Binghamton. If he gets on base, he's a threat to steal, but at 130 on the season, that's been a bigger issue. 1-1 pitch. This one fouled out of play. It's 1-2. Scouting report on Amador. Scouts do think that he will definitely hit for a high average. Not going to hit for a whole lot of power. And he's pretty good with a glove, playing at second base for the Yard Goats. As he takes this one inside, it's 2-2. That's up high, it's 3-2. So Skiro goes to 3-2 to Amador for the second straight at bat. And a good job by the youngster to work that count full just like he did the first time. Skiro, 3-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Skiro throws both a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball, along with a cutter, change, and a curve. He's got a healthy mix of pitches. 25-year-old right-hander, Canadian native. Works from the stretch. Even with the bases empty here and 2 outs in the third. Three-two pitch. Up high, ball 4. So Amador does work the walk. So now you got to pay attention to him on the base pass.
I don't think that's one you could really be upset about if you're Noah Skiro. Good spot. I mean, up here, it looked like it actually clipped the top corner of the zone. So if you're Skiro, like we said all day, his misses have all been really good misses. So I think that's one where, I know it's the top of the lineup, but shake it, get after Thompson.
Thompson, the left-hand hitter. And first pitch to him, lined into right field, falling fast. Ethan Wilson there, fields it on a hop. Amador headed for third base. The throw cut off by Schwecke, and they've got the man on first in a rundown. Now they'll come home with it. Nobody there to cover the bag, and so ultimately they keep the runners on the corners. They had an opportunity to try to get Thompson, who rounded first base in between first and second. But Schwecke turned and threw it home, and everybody ends up being safe. So it'll be a single for Thompson and runners at the corners.
Yeah, and I think all things considered, that's not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, you'd like to get that third out, but you also don't want to get in a prolonged rundown and risk the run scoring either. So if you can get Veen here, I think you find yourself in a good spot.
Veen tried to bunt his way on the last time up. Skiro made a nice play on it. The pitcher got off the mound and made the play at first to get the fleet-footed Zach Veen at the plate. Veen spent last season with Hartford, but missed time with a wrist injury, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Veen, the number 6 prospect in the Rockies organization. The top 4 hitters in this lineup are the top 6 prospects in the Colorado Rockies organization. Amador number 1, Thompson number 5, Veen number 6, and the guy in the on-deck circle, Yanquiel Fernandez, is number 3. Skiro now steps away. Veen struggled to get it going last year before the wrist injury shut him down. In 46 games, hit just .209. .313 on the year coming into today's game. 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. Swing and a miss, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Skiro's looked very composed, even in a situation like this where you walk a guy and you give up a single that had a bit of a crazy play. He kind of come back on. Looks like the heart rate's good, keeping himself really poised, and see if we can get this last out.
He's 1 strike away from doing that. 0-2 pitch. Foul down the third baseline. Gonna be a wrong run for Baron Radcliffe. He won't quite get there. And it falls into the on-deck circle. Radcliffe has to chase it down. There's nobody down there for Hartford to go get it. So Barron will have to pick it up, turn it into a souvenir, and Veen will have to come back to first base. The count still at no balls and 2 strikes. Adiel Amador at third base, he walked. Sterling Thompson at first, he singled. Zach Veen at the plate, no balls and 2 strikes to him. Way up high, ball 1.
Not a bad miss, 0-2. Go fastball up, maybe see if you go curveball off of that, start it similar spot, eye level to Veen, and see if you can kind of freeze him.
Infield plays Veen, left-hander, pretty much straight away. Outfield plays him the other way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Way inside. Simonite blocked it. Actually, must have hit the foot of Veen. So Veen's awarded first base on the hit by pitch. I guess that hit his foot. Or did his... I don't know what it hit.
I'm going to say hit the foot.
I guess.
Which, I mean, all things considered, that's a better scenario than it getting away from Simonite straight up, because then that scores the run, and Phil Condary will come out and have a conversation with Noah Skiro here, probably half how are we going to attack Fernandez, and also half, hey, like, you got a 4-run lead. Let's settle down here. Let's attack. I mean, of course, one swing in the back can tie this game up, but you don't want to go in with that mindset. Just want to keep attacking and try and get this last out.
Yeah, sometimes it's, I think to your point, just trying to settle him down after hitting a batter. Sometimes that gets inside a pitcher's head. Probably to say, look, don't make that double up on your mistakes by not going inside on Fernandez. If that happens to be a vulnerable spot for Yanquiel Fernandez, you don't want to be reluctant to go inside just because you hit the guy before that.
The one thing I just want to point out, I haven't seen this a ton before, but like Condary comes out, puts his arm on the shoulder of Skiro. I think that's just a, hey, like, got a 4-run lead, you're okay. And Kendary, from my observation, has a really good feel for, I feel like, when to come out.
Yeah.
And he's a very calming individual, I feel like, which is, I don't know. I don't know, that's the weird thing to point out, but like when you're a pitching coach, to have that calming presence definitely rubs off on your pitchers.
Fernandez swings at the first pitch and hooks it foul down the first base line. Hit it well, but hooked it foul. Yeah, he has that more of a kind of a fatherly feel to it. I said it before, kind of almost like a college professor aura about him.
And he spent a long time in the college game as well.
So the bases are loaded. 2 down, 0-1 pitch. A good block by Simonite. Again, good wheels on the bases all the way around, so Simonite has to be extra careful on the pitch in the dirt. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Simonite had to run on a triple. He's been blocking pitches in the dirt, and he's probably going to be Reading's everyday catcher, at least for the week. With Caleb Ricketts shelved on the IL, maybe we see the Freitas 1 or 2 games this week.
Yanquiel Fernandez, 14 RBIs of the season. And right now he's in a 1 ball and 1 strike count. That one's in a low as well. It's 2-1. As I mentioned, prospect number 3 in the Rockies organization is Yanquiel Fernandez, just 21 years of age. Born in Havana, signed by the Rockies in 2019, takes that one up high. It's 3-1. Fernandez last year split time between Spokane and Hartford. Whole lot better success in Spokane than he had last year with the Yard Goats. Hit just 208 in Hartford, 206 in Hartford. 3 balls and a strike to him, and now time is called by Fernandez at the plate. Defying the strategy of Jake Starr, who says batters call timeouts with 2 strikes. He calls it with a 3-1 count.
3-1.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Skiro's 3-1 pitch. Lifted straight up in the infield. Who's going to call it? The shortstop, Robert Moore, has it for the 3rd and final out. So Skiro gets out of any damage for the Yard Goats in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It remains 4-0. The Reading Hot Dogs on top.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And this inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice. After a serious personal injury, call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. 4-0 Fightins. As Reading comes to play here in the 3rd, it'll be Jose Rodriguez, Carson Taylor, and Trevor Schwecke due up for Reading. And that's part of the combination. Got the Fightin' Phils their first run. Rodriguez got it started by doubling off the Redners Event Center. Carson Taylor brought him home with a base hit. Rodriguez with his 3rd double of the season, his first time up. And the first pitch from Vanscoy, he tumbles off the mound as he comes through his delivery, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Vanscoy, 6'6", 235-pound, 24-year-old. Breaking ball there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Rodriguez hit his double off the highest part of the fence, the Redners Event Center wall. This pitch is outside. It's 2-1. The newest addition, if you will, since the end of the 2023 season is the part over the left center field fence where the retired numbers now sit. That's where Rodriguez hit it. He hits another one back towards the Redners Event Center, and this one will also hit off the wall, and Jose Rodriguez will rumble into second base with another double. So
Well,
2 for 2 today for Rodriguez with 2 doubles.
It's like he spoke it right into existence. Peppers the left side, now Peppers the right side of the event center.
Beating up that brand new building.
Carson Taylor had an RBI last time.
So he is in position to do it again with a runner in scoring position. Carson Taylor to the plate. Roll a single up the middle to plate Rodriguez, his first at-bat. His 25th RBI of the season. With nobody out, Taylor sets in from the left-hand side. Just a bit outside. Rodriguez with a pretty good lead. And Al Padrique has told us 2 weeks ago on the pregame show that he will not hesitate in stealing third base. It's one of the reasons why the Phils have scored a lot of runs with some sacrifice flies because of that. Especially with Taylor at the plate. Now it's 2-0. Got to think Van Scoy's going to be exceptionally careful with Carson Taylor right now.
Base open. Taylor, who raised his average of runners in scoring position to 608 after his single in the first inning that scored Rodriguez.
And that one catches the outside corner. It's 2-1.
It's a really good pitch, too.
Yeah, it was.
At 2-0. I don't think if you're Taylor, you're even thinking about swinging at that one at all.
Taylor signed as a Rule 5 minor league free agent by the Phillies in the offseason. 2-1 pitch to him. Started and tried to stop. I believe it hit the bat. It's 2-2. Taylor, a Virginia Tech product, signed by the Dodgers originally, drafted by the Dodgers in 2020 in the 4th round. Played last year in Tulsa, the AA organization for the Dodgers. This one fisted foul and out of play. A bit of a different season from a year ago. Carson Taylor last year in 77 games at Tulsa in AA had 26 RBIs. He's got 25 now.
In 19 games.
It's because he's missed a couple.
It's pretty good.
2 balls and 2 strikes to him. It's outside, ball 3. 47th pitch thrown by Connor Van Scoy. And misses again, ball 4. So Carson Taylor on board again. Phil's turned a couple of walks into 3 runs last inning. And the 3rd walk of the game is going to bring a visit to the mound from pitching coach Dan Meyer. No activity as of yet in the Yard Goat bullpen. Key word in that sentence, in case you couldn't figure it out, was as of yet.
Yeah, I'm sure if Reading continues to put some runs up, that will probably change quite quickly.
Van Scoy does have an 8+ earned run average on the season through his first 4 starts. Paul Romer, our home plate umpire, going to head out to the mound and shorten up the visit. Josiah Shepard is our first base umpire. Cass Cousins is at third base today. And every time I say who the third base umpire is, Jake, it never fails that he's never at third base when I say it. Because they, drift towards the middle of the infield when there's runners on base. And every time I say who the third base umpire is, he's always much closer to second base.
The third base umpire who's standing at the shortstop position.
Correct.
Up in the grass.
It is a 3-person umpiring crew in the Eastern League, in case you couldn't figure that out, what we're talking about. Trevor Schwecke now bats for the Fightins. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. Pitch way inside to Schwecke. Schwecke grounded out to short his first time up. Rodriguez at second, he doubled. Taylor at first, he walked. Slow roller towards second. Amador flips to second for 1. The relay is in plenty of time for the double play. Rodriguez will move up to third base now with 2 out. Couldn't have done it up any better if you're Connor Van Scoy. Now with 2 outs and a runner at third base, Bryce Ball will bat. And Ball, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Pitch is there for a called strike. Rodriguez had a great lead at first base, and he kind of got inside of Connor Van Scoy's head a little bit there on the delivery and on the throwback from the catcher.
And with Burnable so far off third, I'm sure Rodriguez will probably be doing that every pitch. It's going to be 35, 40 feet down the line.
Big swing, no contact from Bryce Ball, and he just cannot figure Van Scoy out. Van Scoy made him look bad the first time up, and Bryce Ball is way off in the timing on the pitches from Van Scoy. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Fightins into third. They waste an opportunity in this inning. Turns out to be no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left, 3 complete. Fightins 4, Goats nothing.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Did you know that the blood that you donate at Miller Keystone Blood Center stays right here in your community? That's right, it goes to your area hospitals. So you might just be helping a family member, a friend, or a neighbor. Call Miller Keystone Blood Center, the only community blood center servicing your local hospitals. 1-800-BA-DONOR or go to giveapint.org. We're located at 1047 Old Burnville Road, just behind classic Harley-Davidson.
As we approach the lunchtime hour, the Reading Fightin' Phils on top of the Hartford Yard Goats. We head to the top half of the 4th inning. Flip things over to my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, for play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Bob. Had my lunch at about 10:15 this morning, but when it's a morning game, lunchtime's a little bit earlier.
Right. Everything's on a different clock at 11
Had the coffee at about 6:45, which I know for you, you're well into your day.
I was ready for my second by that time. I had my first at 5 a.m.
A reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to the residents at Village Greens. On this Tuesday morning, soon to be high noon in about 3 minutes, the Fightin' Phils a 4-0 lead over the Hartford Yard Goats. Jake Starr, along with Bob McCool, joining you on the Fightin' Phils radio network as Noah Skiro returns the bump for inning number 4 of work in what, on very early returns, is proving to be Skiro's best outing of the season. 5-6-7 up. First pitch to Warming Burnable is at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Skiro's season high innings pitch is 3 1/3, so if he gets 2 outs in the inning, he'll surpass that. The 0-1 is on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes to Warming Burnable. Burnable, who's 0 for 1 today, flew out to right his first time up. That came back in the second. 0-2. Try to check his swing, and the pitch is called outside by Paul Romer, our home plate umpire. It's 1-2. Slightly open stance from the right side for Burnable. Skiro, who works quickly, fires. Swung on, tapped foul down the left side, and it stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burnable's second year with the Yard Goats, just 21 years old. Signed by the Rockies as an international free agent in 2019 out of the Dominican Republic. 1-2. Swung on, hot shot towards short. Moore tried to go for the backhand, and it skips over his glove into left field. And we'll see what they roll that. Assume it's going to be a base hit, but let me see. I won't mark anything down in my book until I see, but ball was hit hard, 102 off the bat.
Yeah, that was a rocket. And I was just about to say that there have been a lot of soft ground balls in the infield. Robert Moore would disagree with me wholeheartedly after that rocket. He really had no shot. If he's lucky, that sticks in his glove. That was a base hit for Burnable when it's all said and done.
And it will be a base hit for Burnable. So the third of the day for Hartford. First pitch to Ryan Ritzer. He'll take it outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
But we are in uncharted territory now for Skiro on the 2024 season. First time he's made it to the 4th inning.
And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Ritter. Skiro set fires. That's a breaking pitch that misses up. It's 2-0.
I shouldn't say that. Actually, he needs 2 outs in this inning to get to his longest start of the year. 3 1/3 is the longest he's made it.
Did that at Binghamton back on April the 20th. Ritter steps out, calls time. He'll step back in. Skiro works out of the stretch, toes the first base side of the rubber. It's an even stance from the right side for Ritter, the University of Kentucky product. 2-0. And that's outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Skiro kind of a bit of a hop, skip, and a jump after that pitch. So you wonder if he's maybe struggling to find a landing spot these last few.
Yeah, Connor Van Scoy did the same thing in the last inning as well for when the Yard Goats were on the field.
3 balls, no strikes to Ritter, the pitch. And that gets the outside corner, 3-1. Fastball at 92. Warming Burnable gets his lead off first. There's nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. Noah Skiro at 57 pitches. There is some stretching now in the Fightin's bullpen. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Skiro went off speed at 86. Skiro will throw 2 types of fastballs, 4-seam, 2-seam. As Ritter steps out and calls time. Also throws a cutter, change, and a curveball. So wide mix for Noah Skiro. Count started 3-0, now it's 3-2. Ritter steps back in, ready on ready matchup. Skiro set, deals. Swung on, in on the hands and fouled. Off to the right side, it stays full. Ritter, a 4th round draft pick of the Rockies in 2022. Ranks as the Colorado number 12 overall prospect. As Bob said, strikeout's a big thing for him, and that's what Skiro's looking to get. 3-2. Swung on, hit in the air, out towards right. Wilson starts in, then back into his left. He'll make the catch. That's out number 1. So Skiro, nice job battling back to win the battle. That'll bring Zach Kokoska to the plate.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do if you're Noah Skiro. That's where, as a veteran pitcher, you've got to know who your opponent is. And a guy who's scuffling to get hits, guy who's scuffling to make contact, you've got to make him earn his way on. And he ends up getting himself back into that count and ultimately getting Ritter to the dugout.
Kokoska in from the left side. First pitch. Tried to check his swing on an upstairs fastball. They'll check to the third base umpire in Cass Cousins, who's currently standing behind the pitcher's mound off on the first base side. And he says no swing, it's 1-0. Burnable again gets his lead off first. 3 for 3 in stolen bases this season. See if he tries to challenge it. He won't. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Kokoska, the 25-year-old from Western Pennsylvania. Here's the pitch, and that's a little excuse me swing. Hit down the third base line. Barehanded Schwecke throws the first, and it's wide, and it gets by Taylor. Rolls off the facing of the dugout suite. Taylor gets to it on the ricochet, but both runners will advance. So see if they give that a single and then an error on the throw, or if it's just a straight-up error.
Yeah, I gotta think it's the first portion of that it's a single and an error. Schwecke, in hindsight, should have just put that one in his pocket. And it is a base hit. They haven't put the error up yet, but it has to be an error to get the 2 runners to move up. So should be a base hit and then an error on Schwecke on the throw. As you said perfectly, an excuse me swing by Kokoska, just started to swing and stopped and hit the bat. And Schwecke, playing the left-hander towards the shortstop portion of things, had to range over and field it with his right hand.
First pitch to Braxton Fulford. He'll take it outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So it's the second error of the season for Trevor Schwecke. And his runners on second and third, one out in the top of the 4th. With Reading up 4-0, though, they'll play the infield back. 1-0 is swung on, ground ball softly towards short. Moore charges, checks at third, then he'll go to first. And it's in time, so 6-3 goes the put out. Fulford, though, gets an RBI. Burnable scores. That makes it 4-1. Up to third goes Kokoska. And that'll bring Vladimir Restituyo to the plate.
But you'll trade that. You'll trade the out for the run for the out in this spot. And now you try to get the 9-hole hitter out of here and get out with any further damage. And this is really not all that much of a damage of Skiro.
So here is Vladimir Restituyo. First pitch, a curveball. It's in for a strike. It's 0-1.
And of course, with hindsight being 20/20, further evidence of the fact that if Schwecke puts that ball in his pocket instead of making that throw, that's a double play and you're out of the inning.
0-1. Swung on, lazily hit fly ball towards right center. Wilson back to his right. And the right fielder makes the catch. That'll retire the side in the 4th. 1 run in the inning for the Yard Goats. They did on a couple of hits. There was 1 error, and 1 man is left on base. Head to the bottom of the 4th. Fightin' Phil's on top. It's 4-1.
Are you ready to embark on the adventure of retirement? Welcome to the Highlands at Wyomissing, where over 35 years of experience have perfected the art of senior living. Nestled on over 113 acres of serene landscape, our community offers a haven for active seniors seeking tranquility and excitement alike. Discover a lifestyle enriched with stunning amenities and engaging activities, all within the premier nonprofit life care community in Berks County. Bid farewell to home maintenance and embrace more quality time with loved ones as you enjoy a calendar brimming with thrilling events and trips. Experience the security, independence, and boundless opportunities that await you at the Highlands at Wyomissing. Call us today and unlock the possibilities of your retirement.
Visit the Brentwoods Industries Fightin' Phil's team store to stay repped all season long. Head to our store at FirstEnergy Stadium or online at artphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phil's hats, jerseys, kids apparel, and much more. Looking for something new? Check out our brand new Pinstripe and Los Luchadores jerseys. Root for your Fightins in style and stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Team store or artphils.com/shop.
Inning, and the Fightin' Phils are on top. It's 4-1. And throughout this 4th inning, we'll take a look around the Phillies organization thanks to EPA Weather Consulting. Your source for public and private forecasts in PA, New Jersey, Delaware, and Northern and Eastern Maryland. So Baron Ratcliffe will step in, but we're going to have a delay here as it looks like we have to fix up the area behind home plate where the catcher stands.
I think it has more to do with where the umpire stands.
That too.
Because it doesn't look like the catcher asked the ground screw to come out, but the umpire looks like it may have.
The umpire did.
It was the pitchers that were stumbling on the mound, but yet it's the umpire who's getting the attention. Just I think that's worth mentioning.
So they continue to address that behind home plate. So we'll begin our org report while they work on that. Once again, it's 4-1 Fightin' Phils. Ratcliffe leads off. It's 6-7-8. Due up for the Fightin' Phils against Connor Van Scoy, who's back out for another inning of work. First pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Felt like there was a little extra velocity there from Garrett Vogel on the stamping of the dirt.
That might be. 1-0 is swung on a miss by Ratcliffe. It's 1-1.
Not saying he lost any velocity on his fastball or anything, but it just felt like there was a little extra velocity to his stomping. Just doing his job.
1-1 to Ratcliffe, and that is down for a ball. 2-1. Phillies won yesterday, 6-1 over the Giants. That completes a 4-game sweep of the San Francisco Giants. Phillies back in action tonight against Toronto. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Zach Wheeler, 4th win, 4 hits, 1 unearned run, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ratcliffe. He'll step out for a moment, step back in. Lehigh Valley fell on Sunday, 11-1 at Worcester. So they end up dropping 5-6 to the Woo Sox. 2-2, swing and a miss by Ratcliffe. He's down on strikes. And that's the 3rd strikeout this afternoon for Connor Van Scoy. That brings Ethan Wilson to the plate. Griff McGarry, though, 2 scoreless frames. Taylor Lehman, a shutout frame in relief. Jim Haley, making his return to the Iron Pigs, also had a base hit. Iron Pigs underway right now against Syracuse. First pitch to Wilson's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Jersey Shore beat Bowling Green 2-0 on Sunday. They start a series again at home tonight against the Wilmington Blue Rocks. Starlin Castillo went 5 strong innings, 2 hits and no runs. Pitch to Wilson is over for a strike. It's 0-2. Clearwater fell 11-8 at Lakeland. They're underway today at 4 o'clock at Tampa. 7 to Tarpons. The Yankees high A or single A will play a doubleheader. Wilson takes down. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that has been your organizational report presented by our friends over at EPA WA Weather Consulting. 1-2, Wilson swings. It's a slow roller left of the mound, fielded by Van Scoy. He'll flip it to first, right along that line, and it's in time. So 1-3 goes the put out, and there's 2 outs for William Simonite.
Van Scoy's actually been more effective against the left-handed hitters in this lineup for the Fightins today than he has been the right-handers, even though he is a right-hander. The exception of Carson Taylor, who's been on base twice, single and a walk. And even the base hit for Taylor was a slow roller up the middle for a base hit, but he has dazzled Bryce Ball. He way out, had Baron Radcliffe way out in front of a couple of off-speed sliders, those back foot sliders that Van Scoy has had effect on. And there too, a slow roller off the bat of Ethan Wilson.
1-0 to Simonite is swung on and hit foul off to the right side. It's 1-1.
The 3 hardest hit balls have all come off of right-handed bats. Jose Rodriguez with his 2 doubles and Simonite's triple.
Simonite, who Bob said did triple and scored back in the second. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to him. Here's the pitch, and it's upstairs for a ball 1-0. Excuse me, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Fightin' Phils on top 4-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, tap straight back, foul. It's 2-2. Connor Van Scoy is looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game so far. As Simonite will step out and ask for time on a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Here's the pitch, and that's down, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes to William Simonite.
It's like Simonite has a bit shorter hair than the last time we saw him in Reading.
3-2. And that's upstairs, ball 4.
Had a kind of that Noah Syndergaard look about him. The last time he was here, that hair still out, coming out of the back of the helmet, but a lot shorter than it was.
Feeling good about the swing, gets the haircut a little bit.
Exactly right.
I always say, look good, feel good.
Make yourself a little more aerodynamic if you're going to run around the bases a bit.
Sure, maybe that triple's only a double if the hair's still
could
long.
very well be.
So here's the 9-hitter, Marcus Lee Sang. Digs in from the left side. First pitch is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Lee Sang 0 for 1 this afternoon. Grounded out the second his first time up. Van Scoy works from the stretch and fires home. Swung on, hit in the air well. Down the left field line. Veen goes back. He turns, and it is gone. Marcus Lee Sang in opposite field. 2-run home run. And the Fightin' Phils extend their lead. It's 6-1.
5th home run of the year for Marcus Lee Sang, and mentioned it's the last time he was up with a runner in scoring position. He is second in the team in RBIs, even though the batting average is nowhere near where Marcus would want it to be. That's RBI number 14 and 15 on the season.
Home run number 5, RBI 15. Off the bat at 104, traveled 340 feet. First pitch to Moore, swung on, tapped to the mound. It goes through the legs of Van Scoy, but right behind him was Burnable, the third baseman, who fields it and throws the first. So it'll be a 1-5-3 putout. That ends the inning in the 4th. But Reading 2 runs on 1 hit, the Lee Sang home run. No errors and nobody left on base. We will head to the 5th. Fightin' Phils on top. It's 6-1.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi, and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phils. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 9 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania. where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksrus.com for more information about the International Fireworks Retail Store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R-Phils.
Top of the 5th inning, 6-1. Fightin Phillies extend their lead. And then at the top of the 5th inning, the Fightin Phillies like to recognize Body Zone Sports and Wellness as the official workout facility of the R-Phils. Noah Skiro back out for inning number 5 of work. And he is having what is his best start of the season. We'll get Odael Amador, the leadoff hitter, top prospect in the Rockies organization, to lead off. 6-1 ball game. First pitch to Amador, swung on, hit in the air, out towards right. Wilson goes back, will reach and make the catch on the warning track. One gone. Ball carry didn't look like though he got all of it. May have been in on the hands a bit to Amador. And that'll bring Sterling Thompson to the plate, the two-hitter in manager Bobby Meacham's lineup. Meacham, the first-year manager of the Hartford Yard Goats, takes over for Kristen Orfia, who was the manager of Hartford last year. And so a new face in Hartford with the Yard Goats, former big leaguer. First pitch to Thompson is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Noah Skiro up to 68 pitches on the day so far. And here's the 1-0. Down for a ball, 1-1. Excuse me, 2-0. There is action also in the Hartford bullpen. Looks like a righty is up and throwing, so we'll see if Van Scoy's day is done after 4 innings. 2-0, and it's a strike.
Alec Barger, who is up in the Yard Goat bullpen.
Alec Barger, the 26-year-old, who played with Hartford last year as well. 2-1, that's inside for a ball, 3-1. Also wonder, Skiro at 72 pitches now, if this is his last inning no matter what, or if it's quick, maybe they try to give him the 6, or maybe they kind of figure, hey, if you get through 5 clean, let's end it on a high note. Next pitch is just below the knees for a ball. So that's a walk on 5 pitches to Thompson. Just a second walk issued, though, by Skiro today. And that'll bring Zach Veen to the plate. There is some stretching in the R-Phils bullpen, but nothing really more than that.
Yeah, there was some guys up in the 3rd inning just kind of doing more calisthenics than they were doing anything. No actual tossing of a baseball in any way, and no different yet. But I would think that this is kind of a tipping point for Noah Skiro over the course of the next 2 batters, the 3 and 4 hole hitters, and Veen and Fernandez, as to whether or not he can get through those 2 unscathed, or whether or not that bullpen starts a little more meaningful activity.
First pitch to Veen's down for a ball. It's 1-0.
And that quickly, it turns to meaningful activity.
So there is someone up and throwing in the Fightin Phillies bullpen. It's Andrew Schultz, who's up and starting to get loose. And look, if you're Skiro, you want to get through this 5th. You got that 6-1 lead, and the Fightins can hold on, give you a well-deserved first win of the season. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. Out in front of a fastball was Zach Veen at 90. 1 out, top of the 5th. Fightin Phillies on top. It's 6-1. In what was a 11 a.m. start from FirstEnergy Stadium. Game 1 of 6 against the Yard Goats this week. 1-1. That is at the letters for a called strike 1 and 2. I don't think Veen liked the call very much. Takes a look back at Paul Romer while he adjusts his batting gloves, and now he'll step in the left-handed batter's box.
Now, he thought it was high, but Skiro's in a much better spot now.
Ball and 2 strikes to Zach Veen. Skiro from the stretch fires, swung on, tapped out in front of the plate. Simonite grabs it, throws to first. Well, couldn't throw to first, and he slips and falls. So that'll be presumably an infield single for Zach Veen. Simonite tosses the ball back towards the dugout in a bit of frustration.
Yeah, just as
runners on first and second.
Just as he scooped that ball up, and it would have been a tough play. I don't know that he gets Veen anyhow, because he's running up the first base line, as is Veen. And just as he scooped it up and wanted to plant and throw, the feet went right out from under him, and he's on his backside. And once that happens, Veen's going to be safe at first. So Veen tried to bunt his way on the first time, and it didn't work out. This time he gets on by a swinging bunt.
So Skiro in a bit of trouble for the second straight inning. It's first and second, one out for Yanquiel Fernandez. First pitch, Fernandez takes for a ball. It's 1-0 to the lefty. Fernandez 1 for 2 today, singled back in the second. Popped out to the shortstop, Robert Moore, to end the third and leave the bases loaded. 1-0. Swung on, in on the hands, popped up towards right. Ethan Wilson starts in, drifts back to his left. He'll make the catch. Tag in second to third goes Thompson. Throw goes towards second. So Thompson does get the third, but it's a fly out to right for out number 2. And it's men on the corners, 2 outs for Warming Bernabal, who singled and scored in the fourth.
But to your point, Jake, this is a spot again for Skiro. He's just got to get himself out of this. Just get out of this relatively unscathed. At this point in time, they got to run on the board. They don't have anything out of this yet, but just work on the batter. You got 2 outs now. Whatever the runners do, the runners do. Wouldn't be surprised to see if Veen doesn't try to pick up a steal here just to get himself into scoring position as well. But that's not your concern if you're Noah Skiro. The only thing that matters right now is the batter.
So here's Bernabal. First pitch down. It's 1-0. Up to 80 pitches this Skiro, so best guess this is probably his last inning no matter what. Season high is 84. That came in 3 1/3 innings against Binghamton on April the 20th. 1-0, swung on, ground ball towards the right side. Long run for Rodriguez, who is shaded towards the second base bag. But the second baseman fields it, flips the first, and that retires the side here in the 5th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, couple left for the Yard Goats. We will head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway home for Baseball Town. The Fightin' Phils are on top. It's 6-1. Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living.
Watch me now.
Listen up, baseball fans. The Bally Live app is your home for everything MILB. Download the app today and watch every single MILB game absolutely free. Chat and interact with other fans. Play daily games and win prizes. Plus, you'll get access to the MILB Zone, where you can follow your favorite MILB players and teams all season long. So step up to the plate and download the Bally Live app today.
Bottom half of the 5th inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon Valley Rail Trail. New pitcher in for the Hartford Yard Goats, it's Alec Barger. Will enter a game that the Fightin' Phils lead 6-1, and it'll be 2-3-4 due up against Barger.
Barger, 26-year-old righty, originally from Champaign, Illinois, and originally a member of the Atlanta Braves organization, making his 7th appearance of the season for the Yard Goats. Still has not given up an earned run in 6 2/3 innings, struck out 9 and walked 3.
First pitch to Jose Rodriguez is off speed at 80 that he swings over, and it's no ball is 1 strike. Next pitch, swung on, ground ball, couple of hops towards second. Amador gobbles it up, fires the first in time. And that is out number 1. That'll bring Carson Taylor to the plate. So Connor Van Scoy, early season struggles definitely continue for him. 4 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs all earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. But Bob, you got to give the Fightin' Phils credit. They got to a pitcher they really had to get to.
Yeah, I mean, you bring a guy in who's got an 8 earned run average, and you got to get to him, and they got men on base. Again, they only 3 well-hit balls in this inning, but they all turned into something. With the double from Rodriguez, the timely base hit from Carson Taylor, and then, of course, that big triple from William Simonite, a piece of it, and Marcus Lee Sang going the other way with that 2-run homer.
First pitch of Taylor, ball. Next pitch of Taylor, swung on, line drive, left center field. It falls for a base hit. Taylor, big turnaround first. He'll stop there. So it's a couple of hits today for Carson Taylor, and he raises his team best .323 average, a little bit higher for Trevor Schwecke.
He is just locked in, has been since opening night. The only thing that has slowed down Carson Taylor has been some nagging injuries that have kept him out of the lineup from time to time.
So Trevor Schwecke digs on in. Andrew Schultz continues to throw in the Fightin Phil's bullpen. First pitch to Schwecke is outside for a ball 1-0. Did a double take looking at the bullpen. Looks like Andrew Schultz also got a bit of a haircut too. So Fightin Phil's going with some clean looks today to open up the series. Here's the 1-0 to Schwecke. Swung on, hit down the third baseline, but foul, and it's 1-1.
There's no mistaking when it is Andrew Schultz in the bullpen because he has that very unique delivery where the ball kind of snaps behind the back of his head and slingshots it there. And just as I was watching him, he air melded over the head of the bullpen catcher, Arturo De Freitas, and bounced it off the boards and back out onto the field.
1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Trevor Schwecke. Barger, 25-year-old, was acquired in the trade with the Atlanta Braves on August 1st of last year. Rockies sent to the Braves Brad Hand, relief pitcher. 1-2, and that's up and in, 2-2.
Former Philly Brad Hand, former Marlin Brad Hand, former pretty much everybody Brad Hand.
So pitch for a Braves team that was knocked out in the first round of the National League Division Series last year by the Philadelphia Phillies. 2 years in a row that happened. 2-2. Swung on, ground ball towards third. This could be 2. Burnable to second for 1. Relay to first from Amador is in time, and it's a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Second one hit into by Schwecke today. That's how the side is retired. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left. We will head to the 6th. Fightin Phil's on top. It's 6-1. Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 75 years of senior living. When the Reading Fightin Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Giovanna's Pizzeria, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today. After the 6th inning, Fightin Phils on top 6-1, and established in 1928. The Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. The Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course where shot-making takes precedent over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. So, we said 6-1 Fightin Phils, top 6, new arm in. It's Andrew Schultz.
Schultz is coming off the disabled list, but on the season, making his 5th appearance overall. No decisions, 4.15 earned run average, and 4 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks.
First batter he sees is Ryan Ritter, who takes the first pitch up for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Ritter, who's 0 for 2 today, a strikeout back in the 2nd, and a fly out the right back in the 4th. Even stance from the right side for Ritter. Here's the 1-0. That's inside, almost got a piece of him. Backs out, it's 2-0. So Noah Skiro, 5 innings, 5 hits, a run it was earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Best start by far of the season for Noah Skiro. And you know it's one he has to be feeling really, really good about after exiting. 2-0. Swung on, ground ball, foul down the third base line. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that has to make Noah Skiro feel a whole lot better. Now you hope it kind of rolls into a little bit better success after struggling through the first few starts of the year.
2-1 strike to Ritter, who steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Schultz will throw the first base route of the rubber. He'll come set. Works from the stretch. 2-1. Ritter swings, taps one out. Foul down the third base line. It's 2-2.
By the way, since I raised the question, I'll answer the question. Brad Hand has played for the following teams: the Marlins, the Padres, the Indians, the Nationals, the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Phillies, the Rockies, and the Braves.
That's 9 by my count.
Nine teams in a 13-year career.
Very well traveled. I'm sure the frequent flyer miles are probably aplenty. 2-2. Swung on by Ritter, and we pop foul and out of play on the right side.
Teach your kids to pitch left-handed, Jake. They can play for a long time in this game. Brad Hand, an example of that.
It's a shame that I threw right-handed and hit right-handed.
So I said teach your kids to throw left-handed. I'm giving you up as a lost cause for your baseball career.
Wasn't a very good
Your
pitcher.
baseball career is where it is right now,
Wasn't
Jake.
a very good hitter. That's why we're up here.
Stick to talking.
Hopefully that one works out. 2 strikes, no outs to Ritter, who's worked a good at-bat against Andrew Schultz to welcome him into the game. The pitch, swung on, ground ball, 3-hopper towards short. More charges, goes to his right. Shortstop throws it across in time, and that is out number 1. That'll bring Zach Kokoska to the plate for the Yard Goats. There is action again in the Hartford bullpen, so we'll see if it's just a one and done for Alec Barger as Kokoska digs in from the left side. Zach Kokoska 1 for 2 today, singled on a softly a ground ball to third last time. The first pitch by Schultz, he waves and whiffs at. It's a fastball at 97 from Andrew Schultz. The one thing we've done about him, the velocity's always been there for Andrew Schultz. It's really just been a matter of consistency. 3 of his 4 outings this year, he's posted zeros. The 0-1 misses down, it's 1-1.
It's Seth Halverson up in the Yard Goat bullpen, right-hander.
One ball, 1 strike to Kokoska. Schultz ready, fires home, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Goes after a cutter at 89 that dived out of the strike zone. 6-1, Fightin' Phil's lead, top of the 6th. Both teams into their bullpen. And for Reading, as long as they don't relinquish this lead, it'll be Noah Skiro's first win of the 2024 season. Ball and 2 strikes, righty on lefty matchup. Schultz fires. That one misses down and in, 2-2. Goes back to that cutter. Kokoska was 0 for 8. Did have a pair of RBI last week at Binghamton. A series in which the Argoats took 2 of 5. Sunday's game canceled. 2-2, swung on. Tap foul behind home plate, and it'll stay 2-2. Andrew Schultz, who spent 17 days on the injured list back in April. Placed on April the 13th, activated on the 30th. Went down to Florida for a little bit and then made his return at the end of the month. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Schultz brings his red glove in his hand together. Right at the belt, here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit straight back, foul, and it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You just read my mind. I don't remember the red glove from Andrew Schultz before.
Let's go look back at old pictures.
Yeah. Definitely not last year. Whether he had it at the beginning of the year before he went on the DL, I can't remember.
Maybe he goes to red for the hot dog jersey.
That could be. That could be.
2-2 count to Kokoska. Schultz fires. Swung on and hit foul down the first base line.
Maybe he just spilled ketchup on it in the bullpen.
Well, the hot dog jersey the Fightins are wearing, red's supposed to signify ketchup. The yellow on the sleeve supposed to be mustard.
Baron Radcliffe, Marcus Lee sang with the yellow shoes on to match their red and yellow.
I just noticed that too for the first time. 2-2. Swung on, fouled straight back. Another long at-bat worked by a member of this Yard Goats lineup. This time it's Kokoska.
Deep, inquisitive minds we have in this box up here.
Well, that's part of the job is to observe.
Did It's, color analyst.
Well, talking about red, yellow.
Yeah, exactly, color analyst.
Here's the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Schultz. Swung on, ground ball. This time it'll stay fair. Carson Taylor, the first baseman, stays down on it. He'll touch the bag himself. There's 2 outs in the 6th.
Great job there by Schultz. He really jammed Kokoska. Hit that one off the fists and got absolutely nothing off the bat. The slow roller to first.
Was just 55 miles per hour off the bat by Kokoska. So 2 outs. Third time up for Braxton Fulford, who's 0 for 2 in a couple of at-bats. Will stand slightly open from the right side. Schultz set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lazily hit fly ball, foul territory right side. Simonite ditches the mask and takes a run towards the fence, but it'll go about 6 rows deep foul, and it's 0-1. First of 2 school kid education days at the Fightin' Phils this year. Was a nice and early start, 11 o'clock a.m. So hope you're settled in, whether you're at work right now or relaxing out back, enjoying a cup of coffee on this beautiful 75-degree day. Schultz ready, fires home, and that's down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Both grandstands pretty full down the right and left field lines. Of course, plenty of kids at the ballpark today. There's no better way to spend the end of the school year at a baseball game. Why go to class when you can come to a ball game?
That's exactly right.
Here's the pitch.
Lots of things to learn at a baseball game.
They had educational sessions before the game.
Yep, you learn math, you learn angles, you learn all kinds of things.
Learned from a couple of our Phils. Trevor Schwecke, Andrew Schultz, and Zach Hockey were the 3 guests for a player Q&A earlier today. That happened right at about 10:15 this morning. Deep breath from Andrew Schultz. Ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. That's way outside and skips away from Simonite, shoots to the backstop.
I did not hear. Did you hear a school bus count for today? What was the expected school bus number? I did not. I didn't hear it. I was just curious. I know it was, wasn't it over 70 at one point last year's morning
I believe
games?
it was. And I believe the one on May the 21st, the second one's always a little bit bigger.
Right,
so
right.
I think there's a lot of kids here. Wait for 2 weeks from today. 2-2. That's down 3-2.
And of course, the third one, which comes later in the year, is what could very well be the infamous, because it's new, cream chip beef day.
Cream chip beef. It's the camp game. It's also the morning game. So those 2 double up this year. And the Fightin' Phils will debut their cream chip beef jerseys. We might have to do a sampling on the air.
Yeah. Of how many of the players even know what cream chip beef is?
I want to know how many like it. 3-2, and that's down ball 4. So Fulford works a good at-bat, and he's aboard on a walk with 2 outs. So it'll be a man on first for the 9-man, Vladimir Restituyo, who will dig in from the right side. 6-1 Fightin' Phils lead, so the hope is that walk is really no harm, no foul for Andrew Schultz. Restituyo's 0 for 2 today, has a ground out and a fly out to his name. First pitch. Swing and a miss, buckled him on an inside fastball. It's 0-1. Andrew Schultz, who played his college ball at Tennessee, drafted by the Phillies back in 2019. 5th season in the Phillies organization. The 0-1, swung on, lazily hit foul to the right side. It's 0-2. So Schultz a strike away from getting out of this. Top half of the 6th inning unscathed. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first. Fightin' Phils lead 6-1. Schultz, the righty, comes set of the belt. Here's the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That one's cranked down the left field line. It is foul. Barely just to the left of the foul pole on a ball that was absolutely crushed. 107 off the bat. Went 346 feet. But all it goes down as is a strike.
Yeah, about 8 to 10 feet foul, just hooked it a little bit, but he hit it well on a line drive.
No balls, 2 strikes to Restituyo. Schultz ready again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Went fishing after a pitch way low and away. It's the only strikeout in the inning for Schultz, and that will retire the side here in the 6th. No runs on no hits. No errors. 1 yard goat is left on base, and we will Headed on in the 6th, the Fightin Phils remain on top. It is 6-1.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Briganti Wines offers a great selection of wines in New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. Headquartered in South Jersey and sourced from Italy's Abruzzo region, Briganti Wines is ran by former Fightin Phils great and big leaguer Mike Costanzo. They are committed to quality, authenticity, and sustainability, attracting a loyal following of customers. Get Briganti Wines at select local Acme stores. Visit brigantiwines.com to learn more.
Bottom half of the 6th inning. And this day in baseball town history is presented by our friends over at Savage Auto Group. Visit Tim Profit and Savage 61 for all of your automotive needs. May 7th, 2021, at Reading, the Phillies won their first game since September the 1st, 2019, after the pandemic-canceled season in 2020 with a score of 8-4. Bryce Ball leads off, new pitcher in out of the Alvernia University Wolves bullpen. It is the righty Seth Halverson.
Halverson making his 9th appearance for the Yard Goats. No decisions, but an 8.00 earned run average in 9 innings pitched. He's given up 9 runs, 8 of them earned, 10 strikeouts, and 7 walks.
First pitch to Bryce Ball is swung on and hit straight back foul, so it's 0-1. Bryce Ball, who's probably happy to see Connor Van Scoy out of this game. Really the only Phil whose number Van Scoy had in the ball game. And here's the 0-1. That's outside for a ball, 1 strike.
Van Scoy had him really fooled on off-speed pitches and then threw him a couple of back foot sliders from the right-hand spot and a left-hander batter.
1-1. Swung on, ground ball, roll towards second. Amador waits back on it, throws the first in time. 1 gone for Baron Radcliffe. There is also action in the Fightin Phils bullpen, and it'll be the newcomer, Wesley Moore, who's up and throwing for the Phils. Because I saw lefty, and I knew right away it wasn't Tristan Garnett.
Yeah, it's a significant difference in size between Wesley Moore and Tristan Garnett. Even though Wesley Moore is 6'2", when you think about Tristan Garnett, it's a big difference because Garnett's 6'6".
Here's Baron Radcliffe.
Every bit of 6'6".
First pitch to Radcliffe, swung on, and a 3-hopper to second. Charging Amador, he'll field a glove side, throw to first in time. So 2 quick outs for Seth Halverson, and that'll bring Ethan Wilson to the plate. Wesley Moore, who was called up from High A Jersey Shore just prior to this game today, becomes the first call up from High A for the Fightin Phils this year. Reading's had 2 players called up to AAA, both came last weekend. First pitch to Ethan Wilson is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1.
By the way, with the 2 ground outs to second base, that's 6 ground balls to the second baseman Amador on the day off the bats of the Fightin Phils.
Well, they're certainly keeping him busy out there.
They are.
Here's the 0-1. Wilson taps it right back to the mound. Snared by Halverson. Will flip it to first, and that retires the side in a very easy 1-2-3-6 inning for Seth Halverson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Fightin Phils. We're 2/3 the way home. We'll head to the 7th. Reading on top, 6-1.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at goldenoaksgolfclub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
The Fightin' Phils thank White Star Travel and Tours for presenting the 2024 Fightin' Phils Fan Road Trip. This year's trip runs from July 26th to 29th and features stops to see the Fightin' Phils in New Hampshire, along with the chance to meet a player and coach. The trip also heads to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, a Red Sox-Yankees game at Fenway Park, and finally Citizens Bank Park to see the Phillies take on the New York Yankees.
Top of the 7th inning. The Fightin' Phils are excited to bring you our Phils baseball live from the comfort of your own home. Join us on the Fightin' Phils radio network on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or rphils.com/radio. 6-1 Reading leads in the top of the 7th, and a new arm in making his Double-A debut. Getting the call-up today from Jersey Shore, it's Wesley Moore.
24-year-old lefty, like Noah Skiro, a Canadian native, so the Phils keeping it in the Northland a bit today. He was undrafted out of Kansas State by the Phils last year, and last year pitched in Clearwater and in Jersey Shore. Began this season, as Jake said, at Jersey Shore. 9 games for the Blue Claws. No decisions, 2.61 earned run average. Struck out 18, walked just 3 in 10 and a third inning.
That strikeout number really stands out. You're looking at almost 2 per inning for Wesley Moore. Adiel Armador is the first batter he gets, and it's 0-1 already to him. Here's the pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. It'll roll up the first base side.
He had good strikeout numbers last year. 17 games in Clearwater last year, 25 games for Jersey Shore, and between the two of them, he struck out 79 batters, walked 27.
Wesley Moore, as you said, split last year between Clearwater and Jersey Shore. Just a stellar season for Moore. No, it was only probably a matter of time until he got a call-up. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Fastball at 91 from Wesley Moore, so that's his first Double-A strikeout. And that'll bring Sterling Thompson to the plate for the Hartford Yard Goats.
So again, just to emphasize what we're talking about. So last year, again, Clearwater and Jersey Shore, a combined 53 and a third innings and 79 strikeouts.
Had a .72 ERA at Clearwater, a 1.91 with Jersey Shore, 1.35 overall. And first pitch from Moore is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Sterling Thompson is 1 for 2 today, has reached base a couple of times. Wesley Moore, who finished his college career at, swing and a miss, it's 1-1 at Kansas State. And went undrafted after the 2022 draft. Actually didn't sign with the Phillies until November the 9th of 2022. Here's the pitch. And that's over for a strike 1 and 2. Moore will step off as Sterling Thompson asks for time. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wesley Moore, the 6'2", 200-pound lefty, steps back onto the mound. Ball 2 striking and out. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's floated towards third. Schwecke fields it. He's going to try again to throw on the run. It won't be in time, but Taylor does scoop it, so it's going to be an infield single for Sterling Thompson. So second time today, a ball has just been lazily hit down the third base line with Schwecke way off with a lefty hitting, and it's another infield hit for Hartford for Zach Veen.
Trevor Schwecke just kind of walking back towards third base, going by Hartford manager Bobby Meacham and saying, I thought this was the hot corner. Why am I getting all these little bleeders my way where it's barely getting to me? And again, it's off the left-handed bat, so he's cheating towards shortstop. A little fist job that gets to him off balance, and he had no shot. There was a much better release that time and throw to Carson Taylor, but he had no shot to get Thompson. That was a base hit off the bat.
So 1 out for Zach Veen with the runner on first in this top of the 7th inning. Moore comes set, fires home, and it's outside for a ball 1-0. Wesley Moore, who began his college career at California State University at Northridge. Then after the 2019 season, transferred to Kansas State. Didn't play in 2020 due to transfer rules. Here's the 1-0, and it's swung on a missed 1-1. Nice curveball at 76. And it's actually, so with Wesley Moore, the reason why he signed so late, because he thought he actually had another year of eligibility at Kansas State, so he kind of held off, and then the NCAA ruled him ineligible after 2022, swing and a miss 1-2.
Back-to-back curveballs to the left-hander Veen. So we've seen fastball, cutter, and curveball now from Wesley Moore.
One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 outs in the inning for Yanquiel Fernandez.
That's 3 straight nasty curveballs to the left-hand hitting Zach Veen, and he made Veen look bad. Veen very slowly and dejectedly walking his way back to the dugout.
So Fernandez digs in. It's like we were saying, signed late because he thought he had that extra year of eligibility. I want to give a shout out to our good friend Steve Potter, who always keeps us up to date on the Phillies minor leagues for that nugget. First pitch to Fernandez is over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, you'd have to wonder otherwise because A, he's left-handed. B, he's bringing it up there at pretty good pace. And what he's showing right now is a really good curveball to these left-hand hitters.
0-1 is outside for a ball 1-1. Fernandez is 1 for 3 today. Wesley Moore, we said, 2 years at Cal State Northridge, off in 2020, then 2 years at Kansas State before signing with the Phillies. 1-1, swung on, shot foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You got to be a little bit careful now. So he went 3 straight curveballs to Veen and ultimately made him look bad. And now he's throwing 3 straight curveballs to Fernandez. Fernandez was out in front of it but got a piece of it. I don't want to go to the well one too many times.
Here's the pitch.
There you go.
At the belt, called strike 3. Welcome to Double-A, Wesley Moore. Strikes out the side here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left for the Yard Goats. We will head to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time from America's Classic Ballpark. Fightin' Phil's on top. It is 6-1.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Welcome to Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands of Wyomissing, where every day is filled with purpose and connection. Our innovative approach featuring the Hearthstone Institute's renowned I'm Still Here program ensures that every resident living with Alzheimer's or dementia experiences a life worth living. With evidence-based techniques and personalized care, we focus on meaningful engagement to reduce common symptoms like agitation and anxiety. Join us in celebrating the person behind the memory loss with activities tailored to their unique interests and abilities. Discover the difference with Aspire Memory Support at the Highlands at Wyomissing. Call us today and embrace a renewed sense of purpose for your loved one.
Of the 7th inning, and this inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. If you or a loved one been injured, get justice. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. New arm in for the Yard Goats. It's Angel Chavilli in for Hartford.
Making his 7th appearance for the Yard Goats, does have a decision, 1-0 with a 2.35 earned run average, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 4 bases on balls.
First batter he gets is William Simonite of the Fightin' Phils in this bottom of the 7th. They lead at 6-1. Seth Halverson threw a perfect inning with all zeros across the rest of his board. And here is William Simonite. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So, 4th pitcher of the day for the Yard Goats. This pretty much has been an inning at a time for each guy. Here's the pitch. Simonite swings and misses. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, but here's the beauty of this, Jake. Obviously, this is the start of a 6-game series, so you get a chance to kind of get an eyeball on all these guys who are coming out of the bullpen as this series winds forward.
Here's the pitch, and that's over for a called strike. It's 1-2. Matt Russell up and throwing in the Fightin's bullpen. Looks like he'll get the 8th. With Reading holding a 5-run lead, and you got to think if Reading can keep this margin of lead, they would probably try not to touch Garnett, McCollum, or Lazar in the first game of this 6-game series. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Simonite goes down on strikes. That's the first punch out today for Angel Chavihi, and that'll bring Marcus Lee Sang to the plate. Lee Sang, who's made his mark on this game. Last time up in the 4th at a 2-run home run that scored Simonite and made it 6-1 Fightin' Phils at the time.
To your point, both Lazar and McCollum are 3 for 3 in the save column.
Here's the pitch, and it is inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
But since if this score stands, it wouldn't be a save situation. You think that Alpadrique probably holds off on either of those two.
1-0, swung on a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, if you can get a win without touching some of your big guns out of the bullpen, you know, Wesley Moore, if his performance shows anything, he might become one of those big guns out of the bullpen pretty quickly.
Yeah, he has put up some pretty good numbers in a year and a half in this organization.
1-1 is upstairs for a ball, 2-1. And you had to think with Wesley Moore, really as soon as they saw the results from last year, they probably figured, all right, like that was year 1. If he comes back in year 2 and repeats that, it won't be long until he gets moved up. 2-1. Is swung on, lifted in the air towards left. Foul territory. Veen races over. He's stumbling, and it'll fall just in the Argo's bullpen as all the relievers down there disperse like bowling pins, and it's 2-2.
It did so awfully late. I mean, Veen had a long way to get there, and he ultimately never did get there. But his teammates were kind of slow to move out of his way when that ball was landing.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Lee Sang. Bottom of the 7th inning. Fightin' Phils on top. They lead at 6-1. Here's the 2-2. And that one just misses inside from Angel Chavihi. And it moves it to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Lee Sang swings, lifts it in the air, foul, and it stays full. Good at bat here from Marcus Lee Sang. For the lineup card, will flip over for the 4th time to Robert Moore, who's on deck. Moore's 0 for 3. (3-2), and that's outside and up ball 4. So Lee Sang's aboard on a walk. First base runner for the R Phils in a couple of innings. First walk for Chavihi, and that'll bring Robert Moore to the plate.
And some great productivity out of the bottom of the order today for the Fights. William Simonite with a 2-run triple. He's been on base twice, scored twice out of the 8-hole. Now Marcus Lee Sang on base for the 2nd time, including that 2-run home run his last time up.
So Moore digs on in from the left side. First pitch home, way big swing and a miss from Moore, 0-1. Helmet nearly came flying off on it too.
So in your 8 and 9 spot, Jake, you've got 4 RBIs and 3 runs scored in a 6-1 game.
Here's the 0-1. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. And the funny thing is, with a guy like Lee Sang, he's actually shown to have better production this year when hitting towards the bottom of the lineup as he gets his lead off first. Here's the pitch, and that's up for a ball. It's 1-2. They do throw to first. The catcher, Fulford, does, but not in time. When batting 9th, Marcus Lee Sang this year is hitting .294. That is his best split of any spot in the lineup this season. 1-2, Lee Sang takes off. That one swung on, hit in the air well. Out towards right center field. Fernandez turns, it's off the wall. Lee Sang heading towards 3rd. He'll stop there. Moore behind him at 2nd. The throw is not in time as Moore slides in feet first. That's a 1-out double for him. It's got to feel good. And it's runners on second and third for Jose Rodriguez.
Yeah, Robert Moore has really been scuffling of late. He got off to a great start this season, but the hits just weren't there. He was at least getting on base by way of base on balls, and then that kind of dried up as well. And the hesitation by Marcus Lee Sang cost him an RBI there because Marcus put on the brakes. He took off on the pitch to steal the base. Then he had the contact, and it just freezes you as a base runner. Then he had to try to figure out where the ball was, and by the time all that happened, Al Padrique had to hold him up at third base.
Infield plays up. First pitch to Rodriguez. He swings and misses. It's 0-1. So it's second and third with one out in the bottom of the seventh. Reading leads 6-1. Looking to tack on some more runs here. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air well, out towards left. Back goes Veen at the track. He will make the catch as he collides with the wall. Both runners will tag. Scoring is Lee Sang. That makes it 7-1. Up to third goes Robert Moore, and it's an RBI sac fly for Jose Rodriguez. There's a couple of extra base hits and a sacrifice fly today. That brings Carson Taylor to the plate.
Jake, did I mention that the Reading Fightin' Phils have had a few sacrifice flies over the course of the season?
14 on the year, right?
League leading 14 sacrifice flies. But that's how you win ball games. That's how you add on. You just put men in scoring position, and you get the ball in the outfield.
First pitch to Carson Taylor is a curveball in for a strike. It's 0-1.
But don't forget, they've also scored a run on a wild pitch with a man on third base today, too.
0-1. Swinging a miss, 0-2. Taylor's had a good day also. A couple of singles. He's walked. Drove in a run back in the first inning. Average up to .333 this year. Team best 22 hits. 25 RBI leads the team. Now second in home runs with 4. After Lee Sang hit number 5 earlier today. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, ground ball towards the right side. To his left goes Amador. He'll field it and throw on the first in time, and that will retire the side in the 7th. Reading does get a run on a hit. There were no errors. They do leave one aboard. We'll go to the 8th. Fightin' Phils on top. It is 7-1.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage Auto Group Fiesta Fridays are presented by Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, and the American Diner. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at ourphils.com, or at the Customers Bank ticket office.
We go to the top half of the 8th inning. Fightin' Phils on top. It's 7-1. The Art Phils go to the Alberta University Golden Wolves bullpen for Matt Russell. Here to tell you all about it, back on the play-by-play is Bob McCool.
Thank you very much, Jake Starr. 8th appearance of the season for the right-hander Matt Russell. No record to speak of, 7.0 earned run average in 9 innings pitched. He struck out 9. He has walked 8. And he inherits a 7-1 lead as we turn to our 8th inning. Matt Russell to face Warming Burnable, Ryan Ritter, and Zach Kokoska. 2 up for the Yard Goats here in the 8th. That is 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. Burnable on the afternoon so far is 1 for 3. Singled and scored the lone Yard Goat run back in the 4th inning. And the first pitch from Matt Russell is there for a called strike. Subway is a proud 2024 Fightin' Phils team feed partner, providing sustainable and locally sourced ingredients. Subway prides itself on high-quality fresh foods at affordable prices, with numerous locations throughout Berks County and the surrounding area, including 1193 Berkshire Boulevard. Am I missing? Subway combines amazing, fast, friendly service and made-to-order options. Visit Subway.com to find a location near you or to place an order today. Subway, eat fresh. This one popped up in the infield. Carson Taylor, the first baseman, will take charge and take the squeeze for out number 1. And so the first batter here in the 8th inning is retired. And I'll bring up Ryan Ritter. One run on 5 hits, no errors for the Yard Goats. 7 runs on 7 hits. The Phils have committed an error in this one. 7-1 Fightins, top half of the 8th inning in game 1 of this 6-game series against the Hartford Yard Goats. Ryan Ritter, the batter, and he takes one inside for a ball. Ritter 0 for 3 on the day. 1-0 pitch to him. Fouls straight back on a healthy cut. Now Esquiro going 5 innings. Andrew Schultz went the 6th. New addition to the Fightin' Phil's bullpen, Wesley Moore, just called up from Jersey Shore in the last 24 hours, pitched the 7th inning. And now here's Matt Russell in the 8th for the Fightins. 1-1 pitch to Ryan Ritter. Squirted into right field for a base hit just over the outstretched glove of the first baseman, Carson Taylor, for a base hit for Ryan Ritter. The 6th hit of the day for the Yard Goats comes with 1 out here in the 8th. And that will bring Zach Kokuska to the plate for Hartford. Kokuska, left-handed hitter, 25 years old, Pennsylvania native. Went to Latrobe High School, played for a state championship. He was the 2017 Gatorade Player of the Year in Pennsylvania high school baseball. As a senior at Latrobe, helped lead them to a state championship in Class 5A. Matt Russell takes a peek over his shoulder at Ryan Ritter at first base, who doesn't have much of a lead. Comes with a pitch to the plate. Way out in front of it is Kokuska. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. This one ripped down the first base line and just foul. Kokuska all over that four-seam fastball from Russell, but just foul by inches. And Ritter will have to return to first base. Mentioned about Kokuska being the 2017 state championship team and a player of the year in Pennsylvania. His teammate Benny Montgomery, who's from Redland High School outside of Harrisburg, was the 2021 Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year and led Redland High School to a couple of state championships in 2019 and 21. So a couple of former Pennsylvania outstanding players on this Yard Goat roster. Montgomery right now is on the 7-day IL for the Yard Goats. Not sure if he'll be back before the end of the series or not. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Kokuska. Runner at first base and 1 out. Russell takes a peek again back over his shoulder. Pitch to the plate is low and the count is full. We mentioned that Wesley Moore was a product of Kansas State. So too was Zach Kokuska. Kokuska a year younger than Wesley Moore. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as he cannot catch up with the high fastball. And that is out number 2 here in the 8th.
And it's a shame, back to Montgomery real quick, he got hurt. I'm sure there's probably a lot of family and friends that were really excited to come and see him. Was he, I hadn't had a chance to look, was he on that Redland team that went to the Little League World Series?
He was not. He
little
moved,
younger, right?
No, he was. All those kids were on those state championship teams, but he actually moved from somewhere else in Pennsylvania. He was elsewhere in Pennsylvania and moved into Redland School District after those Little League teams were done. Yeah, that was a great story. Got a chance to call those games with those Redland teams, and they were good. And they lost a year to COVID because they won it in 19 and 21 and lost the season of COVID, and they were all there for all 3 years. This is Braxton Fulford. Fouls this one off his foot. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Now you're taxing my memory on this. I think Benny Montgomery grew up in I want to say he was in the Lycoming area.
I mean, look, when it comes to Central PA, Eastern Central PA high school sports, there's one guy I rely on for that information. It's Bob McCool, in case anyone was wondering. Could have said Rich Scarcella.
You could have. No balls and 2 strikes to Braxton Fulford. Started and stopped, and the pitch is just a bit outside. Try to get him to chase the outside breaking ball, and Fulford holds off. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the catcher, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out, grounded out, and walked. He did drive in a run on that ground out. The only run of the game scored by the Yard Goats. This one lifted straight up in the air, but drifting behind the plate. Simon Knight off with the mask, but that one is actually landing on the roof above our head. Gorgeous afternoon of baseball here in Baseball Town. Of course, we started in the morning, 11 a.m. game this morning. The next home series in a couple of weeks will also be an 11 a.m. game against Binghamton on May the 21st, 2 weeks from today. Phil's on top, 6-1, 2 outs here in the 8th. 1-2 pitch to Fulford. Inside to hit him. Just got away from him and hits Fulford in the leg. Last thing that Matt Russell wanted to do there with 2 strikes on the 8-hole hitter in a 6-run game is hit it. And as always, long looks from everybody as if that's what he exactly wanted to do. And I'll bring up Vladimir Restituyo, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Never understood that, why players all think that when they get hit by a pitch that somebody's throwing at them. Why would you throw at the 8-hole hitter with 2 strikes and a 6-run lead?
And 2 outs.
Restituyo swings and misses at a pitch. Do what Alec Boehm did, Jake, when I was at the ball game at the Philadelphia Phillies on Saturday night. Bases loaded, first inning, hit him in the shoulder, and Alec Boehm turned and laughed at the pitcher. Walked to first base with an RBI. That's what you do. You laugh at him. 2 on, 2 out. 0-1 count to Vladimir Restituyo. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It's tied up Restituyo on both of them. Restituyo blasted one just foul his last time up. Hooked it foul by about 10 feet or it would have been a home run. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Goats in the 8th. For Hartford, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It remains a 7-1 lead for the Reading Hot Dogs.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
The Alberta University Golden Rules call the bullpen. We'll bring in big right-hander Jaden Hill from the Yard Goat bullpen.
Jaden Hill enters, and he's 0-2 with a 3.38 ERA. 8th appearance for him. Pretty much is their late inning guy, 4 for 4 in save opportunities, but just trying to get him some work today. Remember, they were canceled Sunday, off day yesterday. 8 innings, 8 hits, a walk, 11 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .235 against Jaden Hill this season.
So he becomes the 5th pitcher for the Yard Goats this afternoon, and he will face Trevor Schwecke, Bryce Ball, and Barron Radcliffe due up for the Fightins. Trevor Schwecke would like to change his fortunes of the day. 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts, 2 of them double play balls. And the first pitch to him is inside for a ball. Schwecke also has the lone error on the day for the Fightin' Phils. 1-0 pitch coming from Jaden Hill. Swing and a miss.
Reading does have action. It's Tommy McCullum up and throwing. So back to the whole, this has to get work in. McCullum last pitched on Friday against Portland, so want to get him an inning of work also.
1-1 pitch. Over in the outside corner to Schwecke. It's 1-2.
Garnett pitched Saturday, Lazar Sunday, so you're fine letting those guys probably sit the rest of this one. McCollum, you probably want to try to get an inning of work in while still knowing you have two of your other big guns a go for tomorrow night.
Schwecke lays off the pitcher and pitch on the outside portion of the plate. It's 2-2. Schwecke played for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats last year as part of the Toronto Blue Jays organization. Signed by the Phillies as a minor league Rule 5 free agent in the offseason. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he is retired for 1 out here in the 8th.
So Reading's 7 runs today, 6 have come from 6, 7, 8, 9 of the lineup.
How about that?
Got a triple from Simonite, home run from Lee Sang. Radcliffe and Wilson each have runs, and Reading also today just left 2 runners on base. I think that's going to be a number that really stands out for Al Padrique after this game.
Bryce Ball 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. I'm also doing some counting, Jake. There have been 4 walks turned into runs scored for the Phils, including 2 of them before the Simonite triple, a walk before Marcus Lee Sang's home run, and the walk last inning that turned into a double, or an RBI on the sacrifice fly by Jose Rodriguez. There's a ball driven by Bryce Ball, straightaway center field. Restituto goes back, looks up, it's off the Redders Event Center and bounces away from him. Bryce Ball will roll into second base with a stand-up double.
And Bryce Ball continues to put some really good swings on the baseball today, and yet another double for Fightin' Phil's hitting. That's their 4th double, 6 extra base hits overall for Reading. And Restituto, he played here last year, but he's been seen to have some real trouble playing balls off the wall or just playing balls gap to gap.
Really has misjudged a number of them, playing a very shallow center field as Baron Radcliffe stands in. Bryce Ball takes his lead off a second with 1 out. First pitch to Radcliffe is outside for a ball. And now we're going to have a conversation between the catcher Fulford and the pitcher Hill. But to Jake's point, again, there's caroms that you've got to adjust to coming off the Redders Event Center, but it angles back towards the middle of the field. So it's not all that unusual that the ball's going to kick back towards center field where it hits. Now, there are some things out there that can make it go a little astray, as in windows and pads and so forth, but when it hits the bricks, it hits the bricks. And so Restituto has really not judged any of them very well in terms of the caroms. And fortunate that it was Bryce Ball running, or that could have been a triple. Instead, he's at second. Pitch to Radcliffe, a off-speed pitch way out in front of it, and it's 1-1.
I think one thing to note is that teams didn't take BP for being a morning game. So,
yeah, true.
You know, maybe if it was a night game, Restituto can kind of stand out there and judge some balls off the wall, so didn't have a chance to do that earlier today.
1-1 pitch. There for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. So again on the off-speed pitch, Baron Radcliffe is a strikeout victim. 2 down now here in the 8th.
And here's Ethan Wilson, who you kind of said still looking for that big first hit. You know, had some singles when he first came off the IL, then quieted down. And right now would be a great chance the guy on second try and find a gap and get a run home and get that first RBI and first extra base hit.
Wilson walked and scored a run his first time up. A couple of tappers back to the mound his other 2 appearances as he swings and foul tips this one in and out of the glove of the catcher Braxton Fulford. Wilson last year for the Fightin, 17 home runs, 61 RBIs. And that one outside for a ball. Looking for his first in either of those categories in 2024. Just his 9th game so far. 1-1 pitch to him is again way inside. It's 2-1. Williams Simonite in the on-deck circle if Wilson can reach. Rice ball, the runner at second, he doubled. Hill takes a look back at ball, comes with his 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually tipped it foul. It was just off the end of his bat. Not that it mattered. Ball was going nowhere. It's 2-2. Defense plays Wilson both infield and outfield to pull. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Way outside, it's 3-2.
Kids starting to file out as they have to get back to school to catch their bus home, but definitely can say they were treated to a good one on this Tuesday morning as long as results hold.
Got to see the offense put up some numbers. Got some long balls, a home run. That one's way inside, ball 4. So Ethan Wilson works his second walk of the day. Becomes the second base runner of the inning. And we'll bring up William Simonite.
So Bob, just to ask, gonna get out of here pretty early today, all things considered, knock on wood. Any exciting plans for the rest of the night?
Well, no, I have early mornings on WEU. So,
this is nothing new to you.
Cuts down on the evening prowling, so to speak.
Watch the Phillies game?
Yep. On a roll, 6 in a row for the Philadelphia Phillies. Playing the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. 6:40 first pitch at Citizens Bank Park. A 3-game lead now in the National League East for the Phils after Atlanta had the night off last night.
Got swept by the Dodgers
They
out
did
west.
Indeed. 1 ball, no strikes to Simonite. Swinging him. I'm not sure if that was a foul tip or not. Looked like it went off the bat of Simonite. Doesn't matter. Fulford hangs on. It's 1-1. Simonite on base twice tonight. 2-run triple in the second. Walked and scored in the 4th. Struck out his last time up. So officially 1 for 2 on the night with a couple of runs scored and a couple of RBIs as well. He takes this one outside. It's 2-1.
Really nice to see the Phillies get such a fast start because that was the big thing the last 2 years we all talked about was just the slow starts and having to kind of bounce back.
Swinging a foul tip again from Simonite. Now it's 2-2. Yeah, they openly talked about it in spring training about getting off to a good start.
Then they dropped
and
the
then they lost
first
2-3 to the Braves, and everybody went, oh, the same old Phillies.
JT said yesterday, though, he said, I don't think this is a blip, a hot blip. I think this is who we can be all year.
Yeah. 2-2 now to Simonite. Way outside, goes all the way to the backstop, and that'll allow Ball to move to third and Wilson to second.
And I mean, look, with that team, you know what you're getting out of your top 3 horses in the rotation.
Yep.
And if Walker, Sanchez, Turnbull, some combination of those 3 can give you 5, 6 quality outings, you're going to have a chance to win every night. And the Trey Turner news, I mean, it absolutely sucks, but this is a team that I think is built to withstand that.
Yeah. So far, so good anyhow, obviously. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Simonite. Driven into center field, Restituto this time has it played perfectly. And he'll squeeze it for the 3rd and final out in the 8th. For the Fightins, no runs, 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We head to the 9th. It's winning time for the home team. They lead at 7-1.
Star City Boxing, located at 1340 Center Avenue Rear in Reading, is a 501c3 nonprofit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is to not only help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. Visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2024 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phil's, two great hometown partners.
We head to the ninth, and it's Tommy McCullum of the Alberta University Gold Wolves called the bullpen, who will come on for the Phils. It's not a safe situation for McCullum, who's making his 9th appearance, 1-1 with a 2.0 earned run average. He does have 3 saves on the season on 3 opportunities. 9 innings pitched, he has struck out 11, he has walked 6. Tonight's attendance here, today's attendance to be more specific, at FirstEnergy Stadium, 6,668. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So on a beautiful afternoon, started out in the morning with 11 a.m. first pitch and 6,600 plus here at FirstEnergy Stadium in game 1 of this 6-game homestand. And they've seen some action here for the Phils. And they lead at 7-1 with Tommy McCullum on to try and get the final 3 outs, and it'll be the top of the order due up for the Yard Goats. And Adiel Amador is the first, and the first pitch from McCullum is low and inside for a ball. Amador on the night, 0 for 3. He did walk back in the 3rd inning. Number 1 prospect in the Colorado organization swings at the 1-0 pitch and fouls it away. Noah Skirum in position to get his first win of the season if the Phils can get 3 more outs without any more issue. 1-1 pitch from McCullum. Just outside as Amador started and then stopped. Holds off for a 2-1 count. McCullum, 24-year-old, turned 25 the first week of June. Born in Atlanta, grew up in Clemens, North Carolina. Went undrafted out of Division II Wingate College in North Carolina, 2021. 2-1 pitch from him, swing and a miss. Big swing from Amador comes up empty. McCullum fastball at about 93 to 95. Once in a while, he'll get to 96 and plus. And a big-time split. See if he doesn't throw that here to Amador. Comes up high and misses with it. It's 3-2. Amador, this is his 3rd 3-ball and 2-strike count, and now his 5th plate appearance of the day. Drives this one into right field. Ethan Wilson has a beat on it, and he'll make the diving catch. Wilson kind of stumbled a little bit as he closed in on it, but still holds on and makes the catch for out number 1. Ethan Wilson, whether they put him in right field or left field, closes on balls as well as anybody, and he goes after balls over his head exceptionally well as well. Left-hander, that was his glove side, and maybe a good thing it was, as he scrambled over the ball slicing, and he got there and on his knees makes the catch for the first out. Sterling Thompson swings at the first pitch and lines that into center field. And Thompson's on base for the 4th straight time. 3 hits on the day for Sterling Thompson. So he's got 3 of the Yard Goat 8 hits. He's a 1-out base runner now for Zach Veen. Veen's been on base a couple of times as well. Once by way of a base hit, the other hit by a pitch. Tried to bunt his way on the first time up. Noah Skiro was able to get him out, and he also struck out. So officially 1 for 3 on the day. Phils will not bother to hold on Sterling Thompson at first base with a 6-run lead here in the 9th. First pitch from McCullum to Veen. Started, tried to stop, but he went around on it. Veen, still just 22 years of age. This is second season with Hartford, although his first was cut off significantly after a wrist injury. Cost him better part of the second half of the season. Played officially in 46 games last year for the Yard Goats and hit just .209. This pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-1. Hit predominantly out of the leadoff spot or the 2-hole last year. Now batting in the 3-hole for the Yard Goats. Has shown some power on his time in the minor league system. Starts and stops. This time it's 2-1. 2022, he played 92 games in Spokane, the high A affiliate of Colorado, and hit .269 with 11 home runs. The season before that in Fresno, hit 15 home runs in 106 games. But it's his speed and his defense that jumps out at you much more than anything. He's tall and thin. It does have some power. It's now 3 balls and a strike to him. Way inside, it's ball 4. So Veen now a base runner. So you bring McCullum in here in a spot just because you want to get him some work, but what you don't want him to do is have some issues here. Amador hit it hard, but Ethan Wilson took an extra base hit away from him. Then Thompson on the first pitch he saw lines it into center field for a base hit. And now he walks Zach Veen. So 2 on and 1 out. And Yanquiel Fernandez is now the hitter. Fernandez 1 for 4 on the night. First pitch to him is way outside for a ball. And with that, William Simonite, the catcher, is headed out to talk to Tommy McCullum. This is nothing more than a settle down, young man. This is a veteran catcher going out to talk to a young pitcher just to remind him of the score, the situation, and his job. His job is to throw strikes and get outs. Fernandez, left-handed hitter. First 4 batters in the Yard Goat lineup batting from the left side with Amador, one of them as a switcher. This one lifted straight up into shallow right center field. Who's going to get there? It's for Rodriguez, the second baseman, who goes out and gets it. And it's a good thing he did. Jose Rodriguez made the catch because Marcus Lee Sang and Ethan Wilson had a long run to get there. And I don't know if either one of them would have got there. So Rodriguez makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 2. Big out there for McCullum, and now Warming Burnable will bat. Burnable 1 for 4 on the day. Has scored the lone Yard Goat run after getting a single back in the 4th inning. First pitch to him is a called strike. 0-1 pitch, big swing, comes up empty. Burnable ends up on one knee by the time that swing was done. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes. So the Yard Goats now down to their final strike here in the 9th. McCullum from the stretch. 0-2 pitch, fisted towards short. Robert Moore up with it. He'll make the play to first base in plenty of time. And that'll do it. The Fightin' Phils with some home cooking this afternoon get the job done for Hartford in the 9th. No runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 2 men left. The Reading Fightin' Phils 7, the Hartford Yard Goats 1, our final score. Take a timeout, back on the Reading Phillies Radio Network with our postgame show and a wrap after this.
Berk's Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berk's County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizepa.org. Click Local Coalitions.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
show with the Reading Fightin' Phils take game one of this 6-game series against the Hartford Yard Goats with a convincing 7-1 victory on a beautiful morning start to our ball game. Sun-splashed skies and 72 degrees. The Reading Fightin' Phils got it going very early after Noah Skiro worked his way through the top half of the first inning against Hartford. The Phils went to work with the bats at the bottom of the first, starting with the 2-hole hitter, Jose Rodriguez, who rocked one off the center field fence of the Redners Event Center. And with his third double of the season, he was on board in scoring position for the man who leads the Eastern League in RBIs and leads minor league baseball and maybe the world right now with runners in scoring position. That's Carson Taylor, and Taylor does what he's done all season long. He grinds a base hit through the middle, and with that, Jose Rodriguez scores. Carson Taylor picks up his 25th RBI of the season, and the Phils are on top 1-0. Skiro no problem in the second inning as well, with the exception of a base hit for the Yard Goats. And the Phils went to work again in the second inning, and again it started with one out. This time it was some walk issues for Hartford starting pitcher Connor Van Scoy. He walked Byron Radcliffe and then Ethan Wilson, again with one out. And then it was William Simonite driving one in the left center field gap. And both Radcliffe and Wilson came around to score. Simonite into third base with his first triple of the season. It was a 2-run triple, his 6th and 7th RBI of the year. And with that, the Phils' lead grew to 3-0. And a couple pitches later, a wild pitch brought in Simonite, and the Phils led it 4-0 after 2 innings. The Yard Goats got on the board in the fourth with a leadoff single from Warming Burnable. Then after an out to Ryan Ritter, Zach Kokoska hit a little squibber down the third baseline, left-handed hitter. And Trevor Schwecke, the third baseman, fielded it barehanded and probably should have just put it in his pocket, tried to make the off-balance throw, and ultimately threw it away. That allowed Burnable to go all the way around to third base and Kokoska to go to second on what was ruled a hit and an error. So it was second and third and one out. And then Braxton Fulford with the infield back, just trying to get an out, hit a ground ball to short, and Robert Moore made the play to first base. That allowed the run to score, and Skiro got out of that with no further damage. And it was a 4-1 game in favor of the Phils as we headed to the bottom of the fourth, and then the Phils bats went back to work, this time with 2 outs. It was a walk to the 8-hole hitter, William Simonite, and Marcus Lee Sang, the 9-hole hitter, drove one out of here the other way. And his 5th home run of the season, a 2-run home run for Marcus Lee Sang, his 14th and 15th RBIs of the season. And now the Phils led it by a score of 6-1. Noah Skiro's work was done after 5 excellent innings, 5 hits, gave up 1 run, walked 2, and struck out 2. So Skiro, who had not been able to get past 3 1/3 innings prior to today's game, got the job done today in his 5th start, without a doubt his best start. And he picks up the win for the Phils with 5 innings of work. And the bullpen did the job for the most part from that point forward. Andrew Schultz, new addition to the staff. Wesley Moore just called up from Jersey Shore. Matt Russell and Tommy McCullum combined to end up putting up 4 straight zeros. 4 pitchers out of the bullpen, all 4 of them pitching shutout innings for the Fightin' Phils, who will hold on for the win today over the Yard Goats by a score of 7-1. So for the Fightin' Phils, great production. We mentioned this during the game. Great job of turning walks into runs. Phils got 4 different walks that turned into runs in this game. They got a bunch of extra base hits out of their 8 hits today. 6 of them were extra base hits, 4 of them doubles. The triple by Simonite and the home run from Marcus Lee Sang. So great productivity out of the bats today as well for the Fightin' Phils, and they take the first game of this series. After a rough road trip in Portland, Maine, in which the Phils ultimately lost 5 out of 6 games, they come back here for some home cooking and maybe can get things turned back going in the right direction. They left here to that trip against Portland with a series against Somerset in which they won 4 out of 6 against Somerset. So maybe the Fightin' Phils can get the home cooking they need here in this series and pick up some W's. Noah Skiro gets the win for the Fightins. He's now 1-0. Connor Van Scoy takes the loss. He now is, Skiro is now 1-2 on the season. Van Scoy with the loss, he is now 1-3 on the year. There was no save in this one with the 6-run difference on the scoreboard. And all of that played in 2 hours and 32 minutes here on our first of 3 morning games here at FirstEnergy Stadium on the season, and done so in front of 6,668 watching baseball at America's Classic Ballpark. So again, Nell Oscuro gets the win. Connor Van Scoy takes the loss. For the Fightin, 7 runs on 8 hits. They committed 1 error. They left only 4 men on base. Hartford, on the other hand, one run on 8 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 13 men on base on the day. And so the Phils take game 1 of this series tomorrow, back at 6:45, as is the next couple of nights. And don't forget, Friday night, Saturday night here at the ballpark will be fireworks. And then Sunday afternoon for the Fightin' Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats. That's a 5:15 start time. And again, that is also Mother's Day. So enjoy some time with Mom. And if Mom's a baseball fan, bring her out to the ball game here on Mother's Day. And all women will receive a Reading Fightin' Phils fanny pack for a great Mother's Day gift from the Phils. Back at it tomorrow night. Again, 6:45 is first pitch. The Diamond Credit Union Plaza will open up at 6 o'clock for tomorrow night. So if you're coming out tomorrow night, again, 6:45 first pitch, and 6 o'clock is when the gates will open up and the Diamond Credit Union Plaza. The scheduled starters for tomorrow: right-handed pitcher Efrain Contreras for the Fightins, and left-hander Carson Palmquist will go for the Hartford Yard Goats. Hartford now 14-11 on the season, and with the W this afternoon, the Reading Fightin' Phils are now 12-16. That will do it for our broadcast today. As always, for my colleague Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thank you for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils baseball here on the Reading Phillies Radio Network. Our final score one more time, it's Reading 7, Hartford 1. Thank you as always for listening. Hope you'll do the same again tomorrow night, 6:45. We'll be on the air with our pregame show, and the manager, Al Padrique, will join us for that pregame show beginning at 6:30 tomorrow night here on the Reading Phillies Radio Network. Better yet, we'd love to see you here at the ballpark. Thanks for listening, everyone. Phils win game 1 of this series. Final score, the Fightin' Phils 7, the Hartford Yard Goats 1. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great afternoon. We'll talk to you tomorrow with more baseball.